Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. People are in Hokage, starting to awaken the gene lock. Chapter 41. The week passed quietly, in a dense valley on the border of the Kingdom of Water. In the cave, Yifeng, Kakashi, and Itachi were doing some repairs. In this week, the three of them have uprooted the camps where at least 20 ninjas from Hokage village were stationed. Basically, 3 of them were removed in one day. And countless people died at the hands of the 3 of them. The clothes of the 3 people were torn. However, the eyes of the 3 people are still extremely bright. Now, Kakashi and Itachi have completely transformed into Yifeng's fanboys. Although Kakashi is a few years older, in the ninja world, force is supreme. He now has a preliminary understanding of Yifeng's strength. That scene of cutting off Jonin's head with a knife was something he saw with his own eyes. At this moment, there was suddenly more fog in the valley. Kakashi, Itachi, Yifeng shouted, holding the black knife in his hand. We're surrounded by people. Yes, Kakashi and Itachi nodded at the same time, but their expressions were very dull. Because this is the strategy proposed by Yifeng. Instead of letting the 3 of you go find them, you might as well deliberately expose your whereabouts and then wait and see. Yifeng closed his eyes and took a rough look. About 15 Jonin, 30 Chunin, and countless Genin. Itachi and Kakashi nodded simultaneously. Kakashi opened his forehead protector and entered the fighting state, and Itachi also opened the 2 Magatama Sharingan, preparing to fight. Yifeng swung the black knife and raised the corners of his mouth slightly. After killing this group of people, you can almost complete a mission. Fight each other. Mission target: kill them all. With a low shout, a killing god suddenly woke up. The 3 people quickly rushed out of the cave. Yifeng did not hesitate, picked up the black knife and launched an attack quickly. Wind style: kill II with 1 sword. Lightning style: Reikiri. Fire style: dragon fire technique. Boom. In the valley, the deafening explosions were mixed with the screams of the ninjas, which were continuous and harsh. At the border, Jiraiya looked across with a worried look. I don't know what happened in the past 2 days, but the people in Wying village suddenly became much quieter. In order to know the situation in Hokage village, he sent a team of Jonin from the Yamanaka clan to capture the ninjas in Hokage village. 10 minutes later, Team Jonin returned. At the same time, a Chunin ninja from Hokage village was brought. This ninja from Hokage village has fallen under the illusion of the Yamanaka clan, and now he is answering all questions. Why have the attacks in Wying village slowed down in the past 2 days? Jiraiya asked in a deep voice. We were attacked by an unknown team at the rear of Wying village, and the support line was broken. Now we have no choice but to stabilize our garrison. The Hokage village ninja looked like a dead corpse and said dully. Do you know the specific members of that team? Jiraiya continued to ask. I don't know, they are like ghosts, picking out midnight every day to attack. What are the casualties in your Wying village? In this week, 20 or 30 groups in our Wying village have been killed. What? Jiraiya looked shocked when he heard this. Even the Konoha shinobi around them all looked horrified. People in Wying village may not know who that ghost-like group is. But Jiraiya and the others know. Isn't this Yifeng, Kakashi, and Uchiha Itachi? At this moment, a Konoha shinobi hurriedly brought a crow for communication. Report to Lord Jiraiya. The frontline combat team just received information. The people in Wying village have gathered nearly 300 ninjas, and all of these ninjas are heading towards a valley on the border of Wying village. Based on the intelligence, the people from Wying village seem to have discovered the whereabouts of Yifeng and the others. What? Jiraiya's face darkened. When did it happen? 3 hours ago. Bring the elite Konoha Jonin with you. All come with me. Jiraiya shouted angrily. Originally, he wanted to take this opportunity to practice with Yifeng and the others. He knew that Yifeng was very strong, but this time he faced 300 ninjas from Wying village. Even if Yifeng is very strong, it is absolutely impossible to break through successfully. Moreover, Jiraiya estimates that Yifeng's strength is only Jonin. On the border of Wying village, in a dense valley. Debris everywhere, the blood is soaring to the sky. Among the wreckage, there are 3 figures standing here quietly. There was a person in the middle, wearing a black martial arts uniform, holding a black sword as black as ink in his right hand. The black sword was still slowly dripping with blood. Ding! Congratulations to host for completing the task of killing 300 chunin. Reward. Water attribute plus 30 unlock points. Current gene lock. Level 2, 45%. When reaching 50%, the normal level 2 gene lock state can be turned on. Genin kill progress, 412 1,000ths. Chunin kill progress, 300 300ths completed. Jonin kill progress, 41 100ths. Yifeng felt that the power in his body was getting stronger, and a faint smile appeared on his lips. Only by constantly getting stronger can Yifeng smile like this. However, are you strong? Not strong. In the current Ninja World War, although he can achieve such an outstanding record. But if you meet a cage-level strong person, you are still weak. A strong cage-level person who can kill Jonin casually. Instead of being like this, it took him half a day to kill. Yifeng knows it deeply. In the later stage of Hokage, let alone Jonin, even cage-level experts are light cannon fodder. It's directly a map cannon attack. Unlock the genetic lock. This is the primary goal. Let's go. Go to the next stronghold. Yifeng shouted low, and the three figures disappeared without a trace. And their next target was the news that Itachi had just tortured out using illusions. Just half an hour after they left, Konoha's ninjas also came here. Looking at the corpses scattered all over the mountains and plains, everyone's expressions changed rapidly. Are these the 300 elite ninjas that the ninja from Kurikage village mentioned earlier? They all died here. The methods of killing were almost always through the heart or slashed with a knife. Needless to say, it must have been the Yifeng team that killed it. Jiraiya looked at the scene in front of him and was only shocked. He is now more and more determined that Yifeng is the son of prophecy he is looking for. In the dark night, the black knife is like ink. The ninja troops stationed in the Kurikage village at the border of the Kingdom of Water have begun to panic. Especially when night falls, because they know, every time when night falls, a killing god with a knife will wake up. These Kurikage village ninjas were very angry, but it wasn't like they couldn't defeat each other. Instead, he was killed without even seeing what the other party looked like. They still hope that this Yifeng team can fight them head on. This is better than worrying every day. Ah, the god of death is coming. The god of death is coming. Alarm, alarm. Suddenly, the camp in Wying village was once again attacked by Yifeng and the others. Half an hour later, debris everywhere. Let's go. Next camp. Yifeng said expressionlessly. He can now feel his growing physique every moment. Sure enough, the battlefield is the fastest place to improve your strength. Spending every day in danger will increase the speed of improvement. Because if you don't improve, you will die. Konoha village. Hokage office building. Minato held in his hand a piece of information that Jiraiya sent from the border 5 minutes ago. The three of Yifeng went deep behind enemy lines and killed at least 500 ninjas from Kurikage village in 2 weeks. Among them, there are many Kurikage village ninjas with Jonin's strength. The first 2 sentences had already left Minato deeply shocked. Isn't this kind of strength too terrifying? It turns out that I still underestimated Yifeng. Who would have thought that the originally tense border situation could be resolved so easily by Yifeng and the others? Minato put down the document in his hand and looked at the Flying Thunder God special kunai on the desktop. Ever since Yifeng and the others left the village, Minato has been paying attention to the changes in his Flying Thunder God kunai. As long as there is an abnormality, he will use the Flying Thunder God technique and rush to Yifeng and the others as soon as possible. Dong dong dong. At this moment, there was a knock on the office door. Please come in. Then, the door opened and a man with a majestic face walked in. When Minato saw the visitor, he immediately stood up. Chief of the Fugaku clan. 4th Hokage, I accepted the proposal you came to me last time. Uchiha Fugaku took a deep breath. So, the Uchiha clan is willing to come to the front line to support. Minato also looked happy. Last time, since Yifeng said that people from the Uchiha clan are not ninjas of Konoha, Minato went to find Fugaku. Fugaku was also very surprised by this. After all, when the Third War started, the Uchiha clan was very passive, and in the end, they simply stopped participating. This time Minato's request really caught Fugaku off guard. Yes, Fugaku nodded, and, this time I will personally lead the team to the border between the Land of Fire and the Land of Thunder. Minato looked a little overjoyed. It's just that while I'm away from the village, I don't want the Uchiha clan to have any trouble. Fugaku said in a low voice. Chief Fugaku, don't worry about this. Minato nodded heavily. In the next 2 days, this incident was also discovered in Konoha village. The Uchiha clan sent hundreds of elite troops to the border between the Land of Fire and the Land of Thunder for support. This scene made many civilians in Konoha praise it. However, some people say that the Uchiha clan did this as a last resort because they could not withstand the pressure from the Hokage. Fugaku naturally knew that there would be these two kinds of nonsense, and he didn't care. He left Konoha with the elite of the clan. On the one hand, he really wants to reunite the Uchiha clan with Konoha. On the other hand, I am naturally a little worried about Uchiha Itachi. After all, I haven't seen Itachi in half a month. Although I also got information about Yifeng and his team from Minato before. But the three of them were not seen in this information. As Itachi's father, Uchiha Fugaku is still worried about Itachi's life safety. Within the Kingdom of Water. In Mizukage Village, Mizukage Office. A group of senior figures from Wying Village are having talks here. Mr. Yagura, if this continues, the ninjas of Kurikage Village will suffer heavy losses. An elder looked distressed and distraught. Lord Yagura, we must send elite troops to assassinate Team Yifeng. On the other side, an older man whispered. Team Yifeng must be the ninja assassination force hidden in the snow of Konoha village. Based on the information we exchanged for human lives, we already know some basic information about this team. One of them is the so-called cold-blooded ninja, Hatake Kakashi. Another one has a Sharingan. Finally, there's a knife-wielding man dressed in black. 3 people. They are about to penetrate our defense line. Facing Master Yuan's analysis, all the elders in Wying Village fell silent. Then listen to Master Yuan and send out elite troops for assassination. Yagura finally spoke. However, his tone was still as indifferent as ever. As everyone knows, the current Yagura is no longer the original Yagura. It's just a puppet controlled by Obito using Mangekyo Sharingan. The outskirts of the Kingdom of Water. The fighting continues. Never stop. Kakashi and Itachi both couldn't bear the pressure. However, Yifeng is like a god and demon coming, killing 1, 2 in a pair. Ding. Congratulations to host for completing the mission of killing Genin. Reward. Fire attribute plus 20 unlock points. Ding. Congratulations to host for completing the mission of killing Jonin. Reward. Earth attribute plus 50 unlock points. Ding. Unlock the 3rd level gene lock. In the cave. Kakashi and Itachi looked at Yifeng, who was undergoing transformation, with horrified expressions. At this time, Yifeng's body burst out with a blazing red light. There are even some signs of cracks on the skin. However, there is an energy that is extremely pure in his body. Even Kakashi and Itachi can feel the fluctuations emanating from that energy. If you touch it, you will die. It turns out that Yifeng has always been so powerful. The 2 people left the cave and guarded the entrance of the cave with a look of caution. They know that Yifeng is currently undergoing transformation, and they must protect Yifeng. Inside the cave, Yifeng is also watching the changes in his body. The 3rd level gene lock has been opened. Ding. Congratulations to host for unlocking the 3rd level gene lock. Ding. The 6th sense is strengthened. Host can rely on the 6th sense to sense the moment of life and death. Ding. The brain is strengthened. The brain's computing power is strengthened. It has super analytical and computing capabilities. Ding. Thought simulation enhanced version. You can obtain the opponent's brainwave thoughts and perform enhanced simulation plundering based on your own physical attributes. Ding. Skill enhancement. Attribute enhancement. Release corresponding attacks based on the host's strength. Ding. The sequelae are completely gone. The body is strengthened 100 times. Vitality is strengthened. Chakra is strengthened. Cells are strengthened. Attributes are strengthened. Reactions are strengthened. Resilience is strengthened. Defense is strengthened. A series of notification sounds kept ringing in Yifeng's mind. The corners of his mouth curved slightly, pulling off the already worn-out black martial arts uniform. I bought another one from the system and wore it. View personal attributes. Personal attributes. Host. Yifeng. Attributes. Thunder, wind, water, fire, earth. Chakra. 300,000, equivalent to the same amount of chakra as Uzumaki's physique. Skill. II slash with one sword S. Ninjutsu. Several. Gene lock. Level 3, 15.0%. Latest goal. Unlock the 4th level gene lock. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes and smiled faintly. There is a huge difference between the 3rd level and the 2nd level. After entering the 3rd level, all the sequelae before the 2nd level disappeared. Moreover, he has now gained super analytical and computing power. You can create your own ninjutsu or something at your fingertips. With a thought, Yi Feng appeared outside the cave in an instant. He was still wearing the same black martial arts uniform, with a black sword on the left side of his waist. However, Kakashi and Itachi only felt that the Yi Feng in front of them became more unfathomable. About 500 of all Kurikage village ninjas came here. It's expected to surround us in the valley in a minute. Yi Feng smiled lightly. What? Itachi and Kakashi's expressions changed. They didn't notice anything at all. It's not your fault. Yi Feng glanced at Kakashi and Itachi. This time, there are no genin, but mostly chunin, and there are at least 80 jonin. It seems that Wying village is really ruthless this time. Yi Feng's voice was very calm, and you couldn't even hear any emotion or joy. What should I do? Kakashi and Itachi quickly came to Yi Feng's side. Because, at this time, there were already many powerful auras appearing around him. These auras are all elite chunin at the lowest level. Don't worry. Yi Feng tilted his head and smiled. Just let me test my new skills. After Yi Feng finished speaking, he slowly took a step forward. He slowly drew away the black knife. Turning his head, he smiled and said, Kakashi, didn't you ask me before, is there still room for improvement in your lightning style? Kakashi was stunned for a moment, then nodded. He did ask this question. Now, let me tell you clearly, yes. Yi Feng smiled lightly. Then he raised the black knife in his hand high. Suddenly, dazzling lightning suddenly appeared on his black knife. The dark clouds in the sky also began to surge. Level 3 skills. The thunder god is coming. Yi Feng said lightly. Suddenly, the dark clouds above the sky suddenly revealed a huge gap. A lightning beam at least several hundred meters wide fell directly from the sky. Boom, 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 boom. Huge thunderclaps resounded across the sky. The 200 Kurikage village ninjas who were ambushing in front of the cave disappeared in an instant along with the trees and rocks. The terrifying thunder and lightning and the concentrated temperature directly vaporized these trees and ninjas. Ding! Congratulations to host for creating his own skill, Thunder God arrives S. Yi Feng glanced at the damage caused by the skills he activated in front of him. Then he nodded reluctantly. Not bad, it barely meets the requirements in my heart. Behind him, Kakashi and Itachi were dumbfounded. This powerful lightning-style ninjutsu is actually just average. Thunder God is coming. This is at least the top-level S-class ninjutsu, right? Kakashi's Reikiri is an entry-level S-class at best. Yi Feng sang, you are so awesome. Itachi said in shock. Is this awesome? Yi Feng chuckled, the highlight is next. Itachi, let me show you what fire style is and what great fireball technique is. Just now, his lightning style killed more than 200 ninjas in Kurikage village, and there are still ninjas behind them who continue to rush here. Are you determined to destroy me? Yi Feng raised his left hand and raised the corner of his mouth slightly. Great flame ring. A moment, a huge blazing fireball with a diameter of at least 300 meters appeared in front of Yi Feng's left hand. Then, Yi Feng pushed hard. Fire Emperor. The huge fireball directly bombarded the opposite side of the valley. Immediately, a violent explosion occurred. Boom. This move once again killed more than 200 ninjas on the opposite side. Ding. Congratulations to host for creating his own skill, Great Flame Ring, Emperor Yan S. Yi Feng grinned, this power looks pretty good. If he could, Yi Feng would even want to defeat a Buddha's wrathful lotus. How is it? This is the great fireball technique. Yours is too weak. Yi Feng tilted his head and smiled lightly. Yi Feng sang, so strong. Itachi only felt that he had been deeply hit. Yi Feng, you have released 2 such powerful ninjutsu. Don't consume too much chakra. Kakashi said worriedly. Yeah, Yi Feng smiled, I estimate that we can put in 20 or 30 a day. After finishing speaking, Kakashi and Itachi on the side looked at Yi Feng as if they were looking at monsters. You should be able to recover in about half an hour. Yi Feng shook his hands, feeling the chakra rushing in his body, and raised the corners of his mouth slightly. Kakashi, Itachi, comparing people to each other is so annoying. At this time, there were more than 100 ninjas from Kurikage village left in front of the cave. These ninjas were already extremely shocked. Didn't he say that the other party was just Konoha's elite jonin? This kind of strength, the kind of powerful ninjutsu just now. Is this jonin or a tailed beast? The remaining ninjas were almost crying. Lightning Water Dragon Bomb. When Yi Feng raised his hand, the Lightning Water Dragon Bomb was immediately released. The remaining ninjas all died under this terrifying attack. Ding! Congratulations to host for creating his own skill, Lightning Water Dragon Bomb S. Yi Feng nodded. At this moment, he already had 3S level ninjutsu. In this way, it can be regarded as having some self-protection power. However, what Yi Feng is using now is just ordinary attribute attacks. Moreover, the limit of these ordinary attribute ninjutsu is S level at most. Although it seems very strong now, Yi Feng knows that it is not good enough at all. Only by mastering more attributes can you become stronger. Yi Feng has now entered the 3rd level of Gene Lock. Unlocked a skill called Thought Simulation. This is different from the original Gene Lock. It is a skill that has been strengthened by the system. You can obtain the opponent's thoughts and then plunder the attributes of the opponent's body. Theoretically speaking, blood inheritance limits are also obtainable. The physique and organs cannot be obtained, but the blood inheritance limit formed by the fusion of attributes can be obtained. Water and earth merge into wood style, water and wind merge into ice style, fire and wind merge into scorch style, and so on. Yi Feng now really wants to find someone to test this new skill. Itachi is a Sharingan and cannot be simulated by himself, while Kakashi's Sharingan is transplanted. It seems that there are really not many people around me who have the attribute blood succession limit. Let's go back to the team. Yi Feng's current strength has reached cage level, and all the ninjas in Kurikage village within 10 miles are dead. If you return to the team, please report to Jiraiya that you are safe. Before Yi Feng and the others left the valley, Jiraiya had already arrived here with the ninja troops from Konoha village. Yi Feng. After Jiraiya saw Yi Feng and the others, he was in front of them instantly. After seeing that the 3 people were not in any serious condition, Jiraiya breathed a sigh of relief. He looked at the dilapidated valley in front of him and whispered, Yi Feng, how did you withstand the attack of that level just now? Obviously, Jiraiya didn't know yet that this level of destructive ninjutsu was unleashed by Yi Feng. Master Jiraiya, those ninjutsu that destroyed the world just now were all performed by Yi Feng. Kakashi took a step forward and said solemnly. What? When Jiraiya heard this, his expression changed drastically on the spot. The powerful ninjutsu just now is not weaker than S level. Displayed by Yi Feng. Jiraiya looked at Yi Feng in disbelief. I just want to test the new ninjutsu. Yi Feng smiled. Jiraiya swallowed his saliva. From the moment he first met Yi Feng, Jiraiya felt that Yi Feng gave people a heart-stopping feeling. He thought it was an illusion before, but now it seems that Yi Feng's strength has become stronger again. You can't go wrong. One person changed the situation of the war. Yi Feng is not the child of destiny, who is? At this time, Jiraiya was convinced that Yi Feng was the son of destiny. Needless to say, if he doesn't have this kind of strength, who does? Okay, Yi Feng, let's go back and rest first. Jiraiya took a deep breath. He doesn't think about anything else now, he just wants to keep an eye on Yi Feng, the son of prophecy. This time, we can't let him sneak away like last time. Wait a minute. Suddenly, Yi Feng stopped. He looked calmly in a direction in the distance. Pervy sage, I'm afraid we won't be able to leave for the time being. Yi Feng closed his eyes and felt it, and the corners of his mouth curved slightly. I am currently worried that my energy has nowhere to release, isn't this coming? 4th Mizukage. Yagura. 3 Tails Jinchuriki. Sure enough, a minute later, a figure appeared in the valley. Yi Feng, it is indeed you. Yagura looked at Yi Feng with an indifferent expression. At this time, in Obito's Kamui space, Obito also sensed this scene, and he issued a faint command to Yagura. Kill Yi Feng. Outside, in the valley, Yagura's expression suddenly turned grim after receiving Obito's order. Mizukage Yagura. Jiraiya sullenly took a step forward, blocking Yi Feng behind him. Mizukage, if you take action yourself, it would be a bit unjust, right? In the Ninja World War, as long as the ninja village does not dispatch Kage-level experts, then the opposing ninja village will never dispatch. This is an underground rule that no one needs to mention. However, today, Jiraiya really did not expect that Mizukage Yagura from Kurikage village would actually come in person. Moreover, judging from his appearance, it was obvious that he was here to kill Yi Feng. Similarly, it also proves that Yi Feng is now a thorn in the side of Wying village. Being able to force Yagura to take action in person is enough to prove Yi Feng's strength. Team Yi Feng killed so many ninjas in our Kurikage village, he must die today. Yagura said indifferently. After saying that, he didn't give Jiraiya any chance and launched an ninjutsu attack directly at Yi Feng. Water style. Water dragon bomb technique. Just as Jiraiya was about to go up to challenge him, he heard Yi Feng's faint voice. I come. It was just 2 words, but the tone contained extremely strong confidence. Even this confident tone made Jiraiya slightly stunned. When he reacted, Yi Feng had already left the valley. And Yagura also rushed towards Yi Feng. Yi Feng sensed Yagura behind him and narrowed his eyes slightly. Just in time, let's take a look at how strong and weak your 3rd level full power battle is compared to the 3 Tails Jinchuriki. In the valley on one side, Yi Feng stood quietly on a big tree. And on the flat ground not far across from him, Yagura had already entered a fighting state. And it transforms into a tailed beast right from the start. At this time, Yagura has entered the state of one-tail chakra. The whole body is covered with red-tailed beast chakra. The corners of Yi Feng's mouth raised slightly. Thor is coming. Raising his right hand, the thunder that soared into the sky suddenly fell. Boom, boom, a huge explosion resounded throughout the valley. In the distance, everyone in Jiraiya's group was stunned. This kind of power is definitely S-level. And it seems to be released without printing. Oh my god, how terrifying is Yi Feng's current strength. Roar. From the center of the explosion, a roaring sound came. And 3 Tails Jinchuriki Yagura also directly entered the state of half-tailed beast. The tailed beast chakra filled with chaos all over his body. With red chakra covering his body, Yagura quickly rushed towards Yi Feng. Yi Feng clicked his tongue and said, "Are you going to resist S-level ninjutsu?" As expected, the tailed beast's defense is also very strong. Yi Feng drew out his black knife. He was not afraid of close combat. Kill I with one sword. Immediately, the 2 people fought together. Yi Feng is now in the 3rd level state. Its attack speed has reached supersonic speed. There were sonic booms from time to time around his body. At this time, ordinary ninjas could no longer see through Yi Feng's speed. Even Itachi's 2nd Magatama Sharingan couldn't see Yi Feng's attack speed clearly. And Kakashi's 3 Tomo Sharingan can barely see the slightest trace. Jiraiya and his group were already extremely shocked. Is this really Yi Feng? Especially Jiraiya, he competed with Yi Feng a month ago. Why are you so perverted after not seeing each other for just a month? Have times changed? Am I unable to keep up with the trend? And on the battlefield between Yi Feng and Yagura, there was terrifying sword energy everywhere. Even Yue can kill Genin. Throughout the whole process, Yagura could only parry, but he couldn't see through Yi Feng's attack trajectory. The main reason is that Yi Feng's speed is too fast. Far more than Shunshin Shisui. However, although all of Yi Feng's attacks hit Yagura. But because Yagura is now a half-tailed beast, even if Yi Feng's attack worked, it would only take a few seconds. His body will be repaired by the tailed beast chakra. It seems that we need to get some more powerful ninjutsu. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes and locked his eyes on Yagura. The original commander can use lightning style to create a unicorn, albeit with some help. But the power is not weak. So from this point of view, I have to build something powerful. Yi Feng breathed a sigh of relief, holding a black knife. Then, he began to compress the wind attribute chakra in his body onto his black knife. One sword style wind demon flash. The cutting and speed of wind attributes are applied to ultimate. A dark blade flashed past. Yi Feng had already held the black knife at his side and came not far behind Yagura. The body still maintains this forward posture. Speed reaches ultimate, cut to ultimate. And Yi Feng's body is also surrounded by waves of black sword energy. This knife was purchased by Yi Feng from the system a long time ago. It is a type of artifact Tiankongyan sword. Nowadays, naturally it is growing as Yi Feng's strength becomes stronger. This black sword energy surrounding Yi Feng's body is a kind of energy. With the blessing of this black energy, the attack power can naturally increase 10 times. Roar! At this time, Yagura suddenly roared, and the three tails behind him suddenly broke in the middle. One move directly cut off the three tails of the half-tailed beast three tails. Yi Feng grinned, turned around, and slowly leaned down. One sword style, cross-wind demon flash. Two black lights formed a cross shape and rushed towards Yagura again. And Yi Feng's figure suddenly appeared in another direction. Yagura was on the verge of rage at this time. The attack just now made him feel pain. This makes Yagura intolerable. I saw his mouth suddenly opened. Streams of dark purple energy appeared in his mouth. Tailed beast cannon. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes and smiled faintly. Do you really think that the improvement brought by the third level gene lock is nothing more than this? Tailed beast cannon. Yi Feng swung the black knife and stood quietly on the spot, with a trace of disdain on the corner of his mouth. At this time, Yagura's tailed beast bomb was almost condensed, and a dark purple tailed beast bomb appeared in his mouth. He bit it hard, and his cheeks suddenly swelled. Yi Feng, run quickly. This is a tailed beast cannon attack. It's more powerful than S-class. In the distance, Jiraiya also felt such a devastating attack, and immediately roared. Yi Feng smiled lightly but didn't move at all. Tailed beast cannon. Yagura's big mouth opened fiercely. Suddenly, the world suddenly turned white. A tailed beast cannon that was so violent that it rushed straight towards Yi Feng. Boom, boom, the sound of a huge explosion resounded throughout the sky. Yi Feng, Jiraiya shouted. Yi Feng sang. Itachi on the side couldn't help shouting. Kakashi was covered in cold sweat, and tears of regret were gathering in his eyes. The tailed beast cannon slowly dissipated. A voice that was neither salty nor bland came. That's it. As soon as the sound rang out, Jiraiya and the others were shocked. Real or fake? Hard against the tailed beast cannon. Is that human being? In the distance, a figure stood quietly, even though the trees behind him and even the rocks under his feet had exploded. However, Yi Feng's body was not damaged at all. This is the powerful defense brought by the third level gene lock. Moreover, this is not a large-tailed beast cannon. If it were a complete tailed beast cannon, Yi Feng might not be able to withstand it now. Roar! Yagura was furious when he saw that Yi Feng actually resisted his tailed beast cannon. Yi Feng locked eyes with Yagura and raised his black knife. He said quietly, "Now it's my turn to attack." After Yi Feng finished speaking, the black knife in his hand was suddenly filled with a layer of hot flames. The energy released by the extreme compression of the fire attribute possesses the black knife. The terrifying temperature suddenly swept across the world. Yi Feng grinned and exerted force on his feet instantly. One sword style, dark flame wind demon slash. A scorching light turned directly into a crescent shape and struck Three Tails Jinchuriki. Yi Feng's figure once again appeared on the flat ground on the other side. The flames above the black slowly disappeared. This move has the speed, attack, and power. Although the attack range is not large, it is very concentrated. Presumably, Three Tails Jinchuriki is not feeling well now either. PFF'd, cough, cough. Sure enough, in the next second, Three Tails Jinchuriki changed directly from the half-tailed beast state to the tailed beast coat state. And he suddenly spit out a lot of blood from his mouth. However, Yagura's eyes had lost their pupils and turned red. Yi Feng's move just now caused Yagura to lose the consciousness of controlling Three Tails. If not at the last moment, Three Tails takes over Yagura's body. I'm afraid Yagura has now left for the Pure Land. Kid, you are so powerful, you can actually push Yagura to this point. Three Tails took control of Yagura's body and slowly turned around. But I also want to thank you, otherwise, I would still be controlled by this guy Yagura. Three Tails raised his head and laughed. Yi Feng grinned, come, let me see the power of Three Tails. Oh, are you challenging me? Three Tails narrowed his eyes and said coldly. Yi Feng didn't waste any time, swung his black knife, and a blade of light rushed towards Three Tails. Okay, human, you forced me to do this. Three Tails was furious. He originally thought that this guy would be more restrained, but he didn't expect that he would still provoke him like this. Yagura can endure it, but Three Tails cannot. Suddenly, a behemoth rose from the ground. Three Tails Isofu has completely transformed into a tailed beast. Summoning technique. In the distance, Jiraiya directly used the summoning technique, and immediately summoned Shima Sage and Fukusaku Sage from Mount Myoboku. Little Jiraiya, I just prepared dinner, why did you ask us to come over? Shima said in a huff. No more dinner, look over there. Fukusaku coughed lightly and looked solemnly at Three Tails in the distance. Three Tails, Shima's expression also became serious. Two immortals, I have to enter Sage mode next. Otherwise, no one among so many people present can compete with Three Tails. Jiraiya said quickly. Okay. Shima and Fukusaku jumped on Jiraiya's shoulders. Jiraiya clasped his hands together and began to meditate. Roar! The complete Three Tails roared wildly. In front of him, Yi Feng slowly clenched the black knife in his hand. The complete Three Tails. Very good, this is enough to fight. Thor is coming. The Emperor Yan is coming. Lightning Water Dragon Bomb. Yi Feng launched all three moves together. The devastating ninjutsu attacked Three Tails' body. And Three Tails also roared in pain. None of these ninjutsu are weaker than S-level ninjutsu. Therefore, it is also very difficult for Three Tails. You forced me to do this. Three Tails opened its huge mouth. Waves of energy began to gather. The surrounding mountain peaks also began to shake continuously. Is it the perfect tailed beast bomb from Three Tails? Yi Feng narrowed his eyes. I have released at least a dozen S-level ninjutsu in this moment. Coupled with the powerful sword skills before, there is not much chakra in Yi Feng's body. The only attributes with the strongest attack power are thunder and fire. Although the wind attribute can also cut, it is not very powerful against Three Tails whose body is particularly hard. Then use thunder and water with all your strength. Yi Feng has never used his ultimate skills. Although these skills of mine are all S-level ninjutsu, they are only determined by the amount of chakra allocated to them. If you use it with all your strength, that will definitely surpass the S-class. Yi Feng jumped up and came to Jiraiya and his party. Everyone, listen to me. Use Earth-style defense with all your strength. Yi Feng waved his hand and commanded without any doubt. After saying that, he turned around and looked at Three Tails. Yi Feng, run away quickly. My Sage mode is too late. You have to escape. Jiraiya came behind Yi Feng and shouted. Don't worry. Only an opponent of this level can excite me. Yi Feng smiled calmly. After he finished speaking, he clenched the black knife in his hand with both hands. Thunder attribute, fire attribute. Yi Feng closed his eyes and began to mobilize the thunder attribute chakra and fire attribute chakra in his body. In an instant, dazzling thunder and lightning suddenly covered Yi Feng's body. At the same time, waves of hot breath began to burst out from Yi Feng's body. And Yi Feng's aura began to become violent. Jiraiya and his group couldn't help but retreated more than 10 meters. What kind of attack method is this? It has subverted my imagination. Jiraiya said with a shocked look on his face. Compressing the flame energy to this point raises its temperature to a terrifying level. Is this still a ninjutsu? This is simply unbelievable. Actually, this is not a ninjutsu. It is Yi Feng's extreme control over the chakra, an attribute in the body. It's a skill. Skills can be used directly without any seals. Thunder flames swallow it up. Yi Feng raised his head, his eyes emitting a strange red light. Swing the black blade in your hand fiercely. This move drains all the chakra out of the body. Not only that, but he also brought his third level strength to its peak. Next, let's see if Three Tails can bear it. Thunder flames swallow it up. Terrifying thunder, mixed with flames. Let the whole world change color. A thunder beam with a diameter of at least a kilometer, mixed with terrifying high-temperature flames, rushed straight towards Three Tails. At the same time, dozens of thunderbolts comparable to the arrival of the god of thunder also fell from the sky, and they were attacking Three Tails crazily. Tailed Beast Bomb. Three Tails' Tailed Beast Bomb was also released immediately. On the opposite side are dazzling thunder beams and terrifying flames. There is also a black light in it. The speed of the black light is faster than the thunder flame. A direct hit with the Tailed Beast Bomb. And the Tailed Beast Bomb was weirdly split into two. The cuts are so neat. Tailed Beast Bomb, known as the Tailed Beast's strongest attack method. It was actually split in half by Yi Feng. Three Tails also looked at the tailed beast bomb in front of them in disbelief. Immediately it felt the throbbing of the destructive world in front of it. Then he howled loudly, "I am a tailed beast and you are a tailed beast." Boom, boom, huge shock waves swept directly in all directions. The entire mountain peak was vaporized directly in the big explosion. The valley has long since disappeared without a trace. The remnants of the explosion were still radiating around. Yi Feng's full blow is not weaker than the tailed beast bomb. 10 minutes later, the explosion slowly disappeared. And Three Tails has long since disappeared. It is not known whether he is alive or dead. However, it is obvious that this battle between Yi Feng and Three Tails. Yes, Yi Feng won. Yi Feng felt behind him. Fortunately, at the most critical moment, Kakashi united a group of people to perform the Earth-style Earth Flow Wall. The remaining power in front of him resisted his own attack. There were no casualties on Konoha's side. Yi Feng took a deep breath. Although the chakra in the body has been exhausted. But he could feel that his body was refining chakra like crazy. And it's fast. According to this progress, it is estimated that it will be back to normal in half a day. Everyone evacuated here, returned to the border garrison. Basically, all the ninja troops stationed on the border saw this shocking battle. Everyone paid great respect to Yi Feng. Among these ninjas are many Anbu who come to support. It is true that the strong will be respected wherever they go. It has been 2 days since the battle with Three Tails. The news of this battle was also sent back to Konoha by Jiraiya. When Minato learned the news, he almost thought it was a novel written by Mr. Jiraiya. No, I don't even dare to write like this in a novel. 6-year-old Yi Feng won the one-on-one challenge against Three Tails. Three Tails has lost track of it. Could it be that there is a god living in Yi Feng's body? However, being too powerful will also bring some minor troubles to Yi Feng. Among Konoha village, dark and moist underground root base. Shimura Danzo looked at the border document in his hand. There was a thoughtful look in his eyes. Yi Feng, 6 years old. The frontline team that led Yi Feng's team to penetrate Wying village within 7 days. Then they killed several of the camps stationed in the border areas of Kuraying village. It is initially estimated that at least 1,000 ninjas from Kuraying village died among the Yi Feng team. Hoaying village sent 2 groups of elite troops to carry out assassinations. They were all killed by Yi Feng's team one after another. Then, Mizukage Yagura appeared in person, and for some reason Three Tails broke out. Yi Feng fought against Three Tails, and Three Tails disappeared and his whereabouts are unknown. The document in his hand records Yi Feng's achievements in the past 2 months. This kind of achievement is unprecedented and unprecedented. Even Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama were not as strong as they were at the age of 6. Challenge Three Tails. That's a tailed beast. Do tailed beasts have no face? Shimura Danzo suddenly remembered that Orochimaru had also asked him for information on Yi Feng a long time ago. Thinking of this, he smiled coldly. As expected of Orochimaru, this sensitivity is really strong. Afterwards, he took the document in his hand and went to Orochimaru's research base. Danzo. Orochimaru was conducting human experiments and narrowed his eyes when he saw Shimura Danzo coming here. Did you know that Yi Feng went to the front line 2 months ago? Shimura Danzo's eyes drooped slightly. I know, Orochimaru said casually. With Yi Feng-kun's strength, he won't be killed so quickly. After saying this, Orochimaru also became alert. He slowly turned around and saw the document in Danzo's hand. What? Did Mr. Yi Feng do something earth-shattering? Oh, aren't you worried that he is dead? Shimura Danzo said. Don't worry, Orochimaru smiled faintly. If he died, you wouldn't say anything. Besides, I believe Mr. Yi Feng will not die so soon. After all, he is the vessel I like. Shimura Danzo frowned, then handed the document in his hand to Orochimaru. Orochimaru scanned slowly. 2 minutes later, Shimura Danzo saw his slightly trembling body, and there was uncontrollable excitement on his face. He is indeed the person I like. Mr. Yi Feng really did not disappoint me. I'm afraid I may not be his opponent now, Orochimaru said excitedly. It seems that my original feeling was right. There is a secret in Yi Feng's body that even he can't detect. And what Orochimaru loves most is discovering secrets. Besides, this secret can actually make Yi Feng so powerful. I didn't notice this child at all before, so now when he returns to the village, I have to find Sarutobi and control him at my root. Shimura Danzo said coldly. Orochimaru glanced at Shimura Danzo but did not refute his words. Control Yi Fengjun. Hehe. Is it someone you can control who can repel the three tails? By the way, Orochimaru. Shimura Danzo suddenly asked, is the plan for Hashirama cell and Sharingan transplantation ready? Okay. Orochimaru already knew that Shimura Danzo would ask this question. Okay. Shimura Danzo took a deep breath to calm down. Can a transplant be performed now? Can. At the border of Kurikage village, the Konoha shinobi are stationed. Yi Feng is now a man of the hour, and all the ninjas look at Yi Feng with respect. A person who can single-handedly turn the tide, a person who can single-handedly change the situation of the war. This is truly awe-inspiring for these Konoha shinobi. Pervy sage, I am not a child of prophecy. In a tent, Yi Feng looked very seriously at Jiraiya who looked expectant in front of him. Impossible. Jiraiya waved his hand and said with determination, Yi Feng. You are the child of prophecy. Really not. Yi Feng shrugged helplessly, son of prophecy. Don't be ridiculous, your prophesied son hasn't been born yet. Impossible. Jiraiya insisted that Yi Feng was the son of prophecy that he had been looking for all these years. The great Toad Sage said that I will accept a disciple, and this disciple has the power to change the entire ninja world. Yi Feng, tell me, who are you? Faced with Jiraiya's persistence, Yi Feng had no choice but to give up the argument. But one thing Yi Feng is sure of is that he is really not the son of prophecy, but a person who is far beyond the son of prophecy. The son of prophecy is nothing. Cut it with one knife. Right now, Yi Feng has experienced a rapid improvement in strength through this war, so the battlefield is the most effective and fastest way to sharpen people. Yi Feng, there is no need to worry about the border between the land of fire and the land of water for the time being. Let's take a rest tonight and we will set off to visit Konoha tomorrow. Jiraiya said with a smile. Back to Konoha, Yi Feng squinted his eyes and looked at Kakashi and Itachi beside him. Kakashi and Itachi immediately knew after seeing Yi Feng's expression that it was impossible to know Konoha. Where else do you want to go? Jiraiya was also stunned. Seeing the half-smile on Yi Feng's face, her heart skipped a beat. You don't want to go to the battlefield in the Kingdom of Thunder, right? Almost. Yi Feng smiled. After all, his experience is far from enough right now. Although he seems to be really strong now, Yi Feng knows. At best, my strength is only a little stronger than cage level. If you meet strong people like Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara, you still can't get enough of them. You have to keep getting stronger. Then I'll set off with you tomorrow morning. Jiraiya sighed helplessly. By the way, I just received information that the leader of the Uchiha clan personally led a team to the border of Thunder Kingdom. Having said this, Jiraiya took a deep look at Yi Feng. When he first left the village, Yi Feng's words were always remembered by Jiraiya. Aren't the ninjas of the Uchiha clan also the ninjas of the Konoha clan? It was this sentence that let Jiraiya know that Yi Feng's thinking and depth were far beyond those of his peers. It's even worse than myself. Yi Feng nodded and came as soon as he came. When the time comes, he would ask the Uchiha clan to restrain themselves and not fight for their heads. The next day, early in the morning, the Yi Feng team set off, heading to the border of the Kingdom of Thunder. After traveling all morning, everyone arrived there at noon. Lord Jiraiya, this is our current battle line and intelligence. The leader stationed here is Hyuga Hazashi of the Hyuga clan. He was holding a document in his hand, which he had now given to Jiraiya. On the other side, Uchiha Fugaku is also here. In the past few days, with people from the Uchiha clan coming here to support them, the pressure on the border between the Land of Fire and the Land of Thunder has been reduced a lot. The Konoha shinobi stationed here are also very grateful to these Uchiha clan ninjas who came to support. Itachi, we got information earlier that Yi Feng picked 3 tails by himself. Is it true? Fugaku had a hint of shock in his eyes. He wanted to determine from Itachi's mouth whether this was true or false. It's true, father. Uchiha Itachi nodded solemnly. He then told Uchiha Fugaku everything that happened yesterday. Uchiha Fugaku's face suddenly became happy after hearing that his son confirmed this. Ha ha ha, I knew that Yi Feng would never be that simple. Itachi, Follow Yi Feng carefully and remember, you must not embarrass us Uchiha clan members. Yes, father. Itachi also nodded quickly. Seeing that his Fugaku also agreed with Yi Feng, Itachi was also happy from the bottom of his heart. At this time, Yi Feng was surrounded by these ninjas before he entered the tent. After all, they also want to see this legendary character with the ability to fight three tails. However, as we talked about this topic, we got a little sidetracked. Yi Feng, I have a daughter who is as old as you. Do you think I should give it to you? Hey. Isn't it a bit inappropriate for you to just give your daughter away? Why is this inappropriate? Yi Feng, his daughter looks like a country bumpkin. I can't look at it. My family, I have twin daughters. Just tell me whoever you like, but if it doesn't work, you can take both of them away, no problem. Hey, are you being too unreasonable? If you want to take him away, he's going to take me with him. Quote. Yi Feng swallowed his saliva, really giving it away by force. Yi Feng dodged away from the crowd and entered the tent. At this time, Jiraiya, Fugaku, and Hyuga Hazashi have almost analyzed the current situation. According to our analysis, this time Kirigage Village and Cloud Shinobi Village should have secretly joined forces. The two major countries want to take down our ninjas stationed on the border of the Land of Fire in one fell swoop. If you hadn't come to support us, we would have been captured by the other side within 3 days at most. Hyuga Hazashi took a deep breath. Yi Feng came to Kakashi and Itachi's side and smiled lightly. Come and live. Kakashi and Itachi looked at each other and nodded at the same time. It seems that Yi Feng already has a plan of action. For a moment, Kakashi and Itachi could only feel sad for the people of Cloud Shinobi Village. You said it's not good for you to offend anyone, but you have to offend Yi Feng. Night falls and Team Yi Feng wakes up. The target is the Cloud Shinobi Village ninja at the border of Thunder Country. Yi Feng took Kakashi and Itachi and turned into a lone wolf in the darkness. Under the cover of night, the three people quickly sneaked into the Kingdom of Thunder. Ding! Open an unlimited mission. Kill 15 enemy genin, and you will be rewarded with 0.1 unlocking points. Kill 6 enemy chunin, and you will be rewarded with 0.1 unlocking points. Kill 3 enemy jonin, and you will be rewarded with 0.1 unlocking points. Yi Feng raised the corner of his mouth slightly. Sure enough, the system will appear a task at this time. Above the 3rd level is the 4th level. If he reaches the 4th level, then Yi Feng will have the confidence to compete with the top combat power in the world. If you are in the middle of the 4th level, or even in the late 4th level, then controlling the entire ninja world is not a problem. We found about 30 people stationed in the camp. Yi Feng said in a low voice. Next, I'll lunge from the middle. Kakashi, you'll intercept from the left. Itachi, you'll intercept from the right. Don't let anything slip through the cracks. Kakashi and Itachi nodded simultaneously. Start taking action. Yi Feng waved his hand. After saying that, Uchiha Itachi and Kakashi disappeared instantly. Yi Feng, on the other hand, walked straight in without any attempt to hide himself. Who discovered Konoha Shinobi? Soon, Yi Feng's figure was discovered by the Cloud Shinobi Village ninjas stationed at the border of Thunder Country. Report to the captain, this Konoha Shinobi who came for a sneak attack, do you think he looks very much like the person in the intelligence sent by Kirikage Village yesterday? A chunin from Cloud Shinobi Village came to their leader in a flash. Are you talking about Yi Feng? After seeing Yi Feng in the distance, the captain's face gradually darkened. In fact, when he said this, he still had a glimmer of hope in his heart. What if it wasn't Yi Feng? But the black martial arts uniform and the black blade in his hand had completely revealed the opponent's identity. The other party is Yi Feng, who has been killing like crazy these days. Yi Feng slowly walked towards the dozen ninjas in front of him, holding the knife in his hand and smiling lightly. In Yi Feng's eyes, these people are no longer human beings, but are convenient ways for him to improve his strength. One sword style. Cross Shura. Yi Feng swung the black knife, exerted force with his feet, and rushed into the crowd in an instant. The killing has begun. The terrifying black sword energy continued to spread in this camp. And some of these ninjas are retreating and preparing to escape from here. But they were all completely killed by fire style and lightning style from afar. The entire killing took less than 15 minutes. There is already a river of blood here. And Yi Feng also got the nearest garrison camp nearby based on the last remaining ninja. Night has fallen, and Yi Feng has transformed into a black sword Shira and started killing. Time passed like this minute by minute, and it had been a week since Yi Feng arrived at the border of the Kingdom of Thunder. During this week, the Cloud Shinobi village troops stationed on the border of Thunder Kingdom have become panic-stricken. The information of Yi Feng's three-person team is no longer a secret. But even these enemies knew the identities of the three Yi Feng people, but they were unable to take any emergency measures. Because the strength of Yi Feng's team of three is too strong. Even if dozens of Jonin from Cloud Shinobi village surrounded the three of them at the same time, the three of them could easily break through the encirclement and kill these people. The information has reached Cloud Shinobi village in the center of the Land of Thunder. It's really ridiculous. How could such nonsense information appear on my desk? Cloud Shinobi village, Raikage's office, the movie was furiously looking at the information on his desk. At this time, his face was extremely gloomy, and the people around him were silent after seeing such a violent movie. Sir Raikage, this information was brought back by the border team who risked their lives, so this information should be true. Next to the desk, a woman pushed up her glasses and said seriously, "Mabuyi, what do you think about this matter?" After listening to Mabuyi's words, Raikage calmed down the anger in his heart. We don't have to doubt the source of this information, and I am convinced that these things should be true. Mabuyi said slowly. So our main enemy right now is not Konoha's ninjas stationed at the border of the Land of Fire. Our mission goal must be placed on Team Yi Feng. But the mission information also said that the opponent has the ability to break out among dozens of Jonin. How should we respond next? Raikage asked in a calm voice. Two-tailed Jinchuriki, Mabuyi whispered. Using tailed beasts is a taboo in the ninja world. If they don't use tailed beasts now, then their Cloud Shinobi village is likely to face failure. This. Raikage's face became a little gloomy after listening to Mabuyi's words. It's not that he doesn't want to use it, but that even Konoha hasn't used the power of 9 tails. If they dared to break through Cloud Shinobi village, they will be criticized after the war. Just when the atmosphere in the hall gradually solidified, an intelligence officer from Cloud Shinobi village rushed in from the door in a panic. How unbecoming are you in such a panic? Please tell me what you have to say. After seeing the intelligence officer, Raikage suddenly slammed the table and said angrily. Obviously, Raikage is now on the verge of rage. To report back to Lord Raikage, someone from Kurigakure just sent a piece of information. The intelligence officer hurriedly handed the information scroll in his hand to Raikage's desk. What kind of information makes you so panicked? Just read it out. Raikage snorted. Yes. The lover Li Liao opened the scroll tremblingly, and then read it slowly. Team Yi Feng killed nearly 1,500 Kurigakure ninjas in just 2 months. Among them, Yi Feng was the core member of their team, and he also killed the most people. During the last siege, our Kurigakure sent out nearly 500 elite troops. Even Mizukage-sama took action personally. In the end, Mizukage-sama was seriously injured and escaped. During the battle, Yagura-sama was also forced to lose his fighting consciousness. Then Three Tails took control of Yagura-sama's body and completely transformed into a tailed beast. He was still seriously injured. What? Raikage stood up from his chair after hearing the news. His eyes were wide open with an expression of disbelief. That Yi Feng can actually let Three Tails escape with serious damage. Mabuyi, dispatch the 2 Jinchuriki teak gates. It has been a week since we arrived at the border of the Country of Thunder. In this week, Yi Feng has also destroyed nearly 20 camps. And the name of Yida Shira has been completely spread within this week. Even several major powers in the entire ninja world have learned about the recent situation in Konoha. They also knew that a very powerful genius had emerged from Konoha. Yi Feng. Yi Feng's defeat of Three Tails is no longer a secret in the eyes of the top leaders of the major powers in the entire ninja world. But it is precisely because of this that the top leaders of several major countries are worried. They are afraid that Yi Feng will grow up and threaten the safety of their village. In a mountain range on the border of the Kingdom of Thunder, a yellow-haired girl and some Cloud Shinobi village ninjas were on their way quickly. Hey, is it really necessary to be so anxious? Is that Yi Feng really as powerful as you say? Wooden Golem said in a loud voice. Master Yu Wooden Golem, don't underestimate that ninja named Yi Feng. In this week, 200 ninjas have died in his hands. Wooden Golem curled his lips and continued on his way. Just a few seconds after they disappeared, a black figure slowly appeared on the ground where they walked. Dressed in black clothes, a black knife was slanted on his shoulder. Yi Feng grinned. He didn't expect that Cloud Shinobi Village would be so willing to spend so much money. It seems that he really wants to kill himself. Unfortunately, today I am no longer what I used to be. Thinking of this, Yi Feng exerted force on his feet and immediately chased after him. In the distance, Kakashi and Itachi stood quietly on the top of a big tree. Kakashi, will Yi Feng-san be okay? That's Jinchuriki. Itachi's face was full of worry. 3 Tails isn't Jinchuriki. Kakashi shrugged helplessly. Just 5 minutes ago, Yi Feng stopped and asked them to wait here because he sensed a huge chakra. Preliminary estimates are Jinchuriki's. Yi Feng-san's strength has progressed so fast, Itachi said with a hint of admiration in his eyes. Yes, Kakashi nodded. The look in his eyes was exactly the same as Itachi's. This terrifying growth rate of strength makes Kakashi, who is Yi Feng's friend, very happy. However, it made the ninjas who were hostile to Yi Feng and even the ninja village feel deep fear. Because, currently, Yi Feng's strength is not weaker than that of 3 Tails. In the mountains, the second-tailed Jinchuriki suddenly shouted. Everyone, stop. The Cloud Shinobi Village ninjas behind him suddenly stopped and all became nervous. It can't be so unlucky. My group has just arrived at the border. At the end of the mountain range, a young man stood there quietly. A gust of breeze blew, and the black clothes on the young man's body were blown away. Yi Feng, Wooden Golem whispered, and her attitude became extremely serious. Ito Shira, it's Ito Shira, someone from the Cloud Shinobi Village Jonin behind him said tremblingly. Yi Feng raised the corner of his mouth slightly, Yidao Shira. Yi Feng didn't care much about his title. Raise your right hand above your head. You should know that the knife is just one of my killing skills. Yi Feng said lightly. Then, he waved his right hand down directly. Run away. Wooden Golem's pupils shrank sharply and he shouted hurriedly. But at the next moment, an indifferent voice came from afar. Thunder Dragon destroys the world. In an instant, a huge thunder dragon surged out of the sky. The thunder dragon roared and charged towards the Cloud Shinobi Village ninjas below. Boom, boom. Yi Feng looked at the damage he had caused with satisfaction. Much stronger than Sasuke's Kirin. Preliminary estimates indicate that it is another peak S-level ninjutsu. Thinking of this, Yi Feng's eyes felt warm. I have only unlocked the 3rd level Gene Lock. What if I reach the 4th level? BJEA, thinking of this, Yi Feng is very much looking forward to it. Below, most of the ninjas in Cloud Shinobi Village have been killed or injured. After all, few ninjas can resist super ninjutsu. These people who resisted were only because they were also lightning attribute ninjas. You are really strong. Wooden Golem's clothes were already torn, and her face didn't look very good. I am a second-tailed Jinchuriki. He was beaten like this just by meeting him. This puts her second-tailed Jinchuriki's face where to put. I have heard these words countless times. Yi Feng said casually, it's just that there is only one word for those people, death. HMPH. Wooden Golem snorted coldly, if your little brother doesn't behave, no sister will like you. That's not necessarily the case. Yi Feng smiled lightly. Then he raised his right hand again. Great Flame Emperor. Suddenly, a dense high-temperature fireball appeared in Yi Feng's hand. Then he threw it hard towards Wooden Golem. Completely transformed into a tailed beast. Wooden Golem immediately transformed into a completely tailed beast when he saw such a huge and dense fireball in front of him. There was no hesitation for a second. The complete Erway reluctantly took Yi Feng's move. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes and looked at Wooden Golem. Completely two-tailed, Yi Feng held the knife in his hand and instantly entered the 3rd level Gene Lock state. One sword Shira. In an instant, Yi Feng's figure disappeared without a trace. When he appeared again, he was already on the right side of her way. And Yi Feng's body was filled with dark sword energy. This is a manifestation of energy release. Possessing the black knife can double the attack power. A black crescent-shaped blade struck Erway's cat claws fiercely. Erway screamed in pain. Immediately, it waved its claws and brought up gusts of wind. Yi Feng's current speed is very fast, so fast that the second tail cannot capture Yi Feng's figure. The dark sword light came from all directions, and Erwei could only resist it, but there was no way. In this battle, Erwei was really frustrated. If you can't see anyone and can't fight, you can't just release the tailed beast bomb. Even if you want to release the tailed beast bomb, you have to know where Yi Feng is first. Yi Feng stood quietly on a big tree, looked at Erwei and narrowed his eyes. Although his current attack power is very strong, he still needs some sealing methods to completely subdue the second tail. Yi Feng has already made up his mind in his heart. After returning to Konoha, he will learn all the ninjutsu he can learn now and even the forbidden technique. Otherwise, it would be really troublesome to encounter this situation. Killer Bee, how long are you going to watch the battle? If you don't come out, I will die here. At this moment, Erwei suddenly raised his head and roared. Yi Feng smiled lightly, and sure enough, it was exactly what he thought. Eight Tails is here too. Sure enough, right after Erwei roared, a huge Yuki suddenly appeared on the top of the mountain in the distance. Eight Tails Jinchuriki, Killer Bee, like you wooden golem, he is a person who can fully control the power of tailed beasts, Churiki. Boom, Eight Tails Yuki jumped up and landed next to the two tails in an instant. Mitabi, although the opponent's attack power is not very strong, his speed is too fast, and our attack cannot be effective at all. Yuki has been analyzing Yi Feng's strength since just now, and now it has come up with this analysis. Then what should we do? Erwei asked. You left me right, release the tailed beast cannon in full force. Eight Tails Yuki said in a low voice. Okay, Erwei nodded. Then, the two tailed beasts, Eight Tails and Two Tails, one on the left and one on the right, began to quickly gather the tailed beast cannons. The tailed beast cannon is different from the tailed beast bomb. But the power is quite the same. The tailed beast cannon condenses the tailed beast bomb and then blasts it out directly from the mouth. The tailed beast bomb is thrown and then explodes. At the top of the big tree, Yi Feng tilted his head and looked at the tailed beast bomb condensed by Eight Tails and Two Tails. If they were really bombarded like this, I'm afraid Kakashi and Itachi in the distance would also be affected to a certain extent. Yi Feng took a deep breath and had an idea, which has not been confirmed yet. So, next, Yi Feng plans to cause trouble. He slowly put the black knife back into the scabbard. Immediately, he clapped his hands hard. Start frantically calling the earth attribute chakra in your body. Isn't it just a self-created skill? You see, if I create it or not, it's all over. At this moment, the rocks on the ground suddenly began to tremble. Then it spread like a spider web in all directions. Under the control of Yi Feng, the huge rocks under the surface began to bombard Eight Tails and Two Tails in the distance. As the rocks continued to gather, a huge rock ball soon wrapped her tails and Eight Tails. Yi Feng grinned. Could this be considered a planetary devastation? Compared with planetary devastation, it is naturally incomparable. Planetary devastation is to create a gravitational point, and then things on the ground are attracted to it, forming planetary devastation. And he also has the ability to seal. At most, he looks like. However, this is only the first wave of attacks. Later, Yi Feng once again controlled the fire and thunder attributes in his body. Swallowed by thunder flames in one move, another reward. Thunder flames swallow it up. The terrifying thunder flames mixed together, and the thunder flames with a diameter of at least a kilometer began to attack the planetary devastation. Inside the rock ball, Two Tails and Eight Tails also condensed the tailed beast cannon. The great collision between heaven and earth begins here. Boom, boom, the collision between the terrifying thunder flames and the tailed beast cannon begins. Yi Feng clicked his tongue, and a body flicker technique disappeared in place. When he appeared again, he was already beside Kakashi and Itachi. Let's go. Yi Feng didn't waste any words. After saying that, he took Kakashi and Itachi and left here quickly. Yi Feng estimates that the attack range this time will not be very small. Let's get out of here first. At this time, the Konoha shinobi stationed at the border of the Land of Fire also discovered the thundering flames rising into the sky in the distance. It's Yi Feng. Jiraiya looked in that direction with a solemn expression. Jiraiya also knows about Yi Feng's attack, and the power of this thunder flame attack is not weak. However, now it seems that it is even stronger. Everyone, back up 2 kilometers. Jiraiya turned around and said to Hyuga Hazashi and others. Afterwards, the large army quickly retreated. At this time, Yi Feng and Kakashi also arrived. Everyone's faces were once again filled with deep shock. However, no one asked any more questions, but quickly retreated and left here. This horrific explosion, no one knows its scope. Therefore, at this time, it is better to retreat as far away as possible. Suddenly, there was a burst of light. The Big Bang begins. In the center of the explosion, everything around, including flowers, grass, trees, mountains, rivers and stone forests, were all turned into powder. Everyone raised their heads and looked at this horrific explosion. It's so shocking and eye-catching. Too strong. At the center of the explosion, Eight Tails had no choice but to abandon nearly half of his octopus legs to barely resist this terrifying attack. Immediately, he stopped lingering, picked up the unconscious second-tailed Jinchuriki, and quickly evacuated the place. Eight Tails is scared. He was afraid that the other party could do this again, if he could do this again. I am about to lose my fighting ability. 36 strategies are the best ones. After the explosion, there was only a deep pit in the ground. A huge pit of nearly 10 kilometers. And in the big pit, there is only a piece of wasteland, lifeless, without any life or plants. Yi Feng's thunder flame swallowing alone cannot reach this kind of attack power. Mainly because of the mutation that occurred with the tailed beast cannon. Yi Feng looked at the big pit in front of him and clicked his tongue. He didn't have any pride, on the contrary, he thought deeply about it. Even 3 tails may not be able to withstand this terrifying power, but 8 tails can. It seems that 8 tails is stronger than I thought. Moreover, after Yi Feng performed this move, there was not much chakra left in his body. It will take at least half an hour to start the second time. Behind Yi Feng, Fugaku looked at the scene in front of him with disbelief. How lucky he is now that Itachi and Yi Feng have become friends. A friend with this kind of strength is really terrifying. Jiraiya no longer has any hesitation now. Yi Feng is the son of destiny he is looking for. 200%. No matter how much Yi Feng explains, it can't change Jiraiya's mind. Kakashi and Itachi looked at Yi Feng with admiration. Half a year ago, Yi Feng was at most tied with Kakashi. Now Yi Feng can crush 100 Kakashi. This time, it is estimated that the Kingdom of Thunder will be stable for a long time. Let's go back to Konoha village first, Jiraiya said. Yeah, Yi Feng nodded. He now also wants to return to Konoha and learn all the forbidden technique ninjutsu. Now my strongest attack is here. You have to start with other skills. Jiraiya breathed a sigh of relief when he saw Yi Feng nodding. He was really afraid that Yi Feng would kill him in Cloud Shinobi village. Although Yi Feng is very strong, there are also many masters in Cloud Shinobi village. Besides, there's also a Hokage. Then we will set off immediately. After saying that, Fugaku, Jiraiya, Yi Feng, Kakashi, and Itachi set off back to the village. The Country of Thunder, Cloud Shinobi village. In Hokage's office. Hokage's face was as gloomy as water. Looking at the seriously injured Killer Bee in front of him, Hokage said in a deep voice, "Bye, is that Yi Feng really as scary as you say?" Yes. Killer Bee's breath was a little sluggish, and it would probably take a long time to recover. Hokage closed her eyes. How is Wooden Golem? The life is no longer serious, but the heavy damage suffered by the tailed beast may not be recovered for a while. From one side, Mabuyi said in a low voice. This Yi Feng. Hokage's fists were clenched tightly. When he sent out Killer Bee and Wooden Golem, he wanted to kill Yi Feng in one fell swoop. However, now it seems that this may be a luxury. During this period, Cloud Shinobi village will stick to its own village and recall all the ninjas who are on mission outside. Ji said in a low voice. Mabuyi was stunned for a moment, then nodded silently. It seems that Lord Hokage is also a little scared. Word spread quickly. It only lasted 2 days. The news of Yi Feng's battle with 2 Tails and 8 Tails became known to the entire ninja world. And 8 Tails and 2 Tails were defeated and escaped just like 3 Tails before them. This news immediately exploded in the ninja world. All the big countries began to guard their borders, and they all became quiet. They were really a little scared. Who would have thought that Konoha village actually has such a terrifying fighting force? Moreover, this combat power seems to be not weaker than 9 Tails. Among Konoha village, Minato's house. There is a large crowd gathered around here. When Minato learned about Yi Feng's performance on the battlefield, he was immediately excited. Therefore, a feast was quickly arranged to cleanse Yi Feng from the wind and dust. Not only that, Minato also invited Fugaku and Itachi to his home. Brother, are all those records true? At the dinner table, Shiraihong looked at Yi Feng in disbelief. Yi Feng nodded. Seeing this, Yuhi Hong felt her little heart pounding. When did my brother become so powerful? On the other side, Jiraiya said seriously to Minato, Minato, I used to think that you were the child of prophecy. But, now it seems that Yi Feng is the real son of prophecy. Minato scratched his head in embarrassment. At this time, the whirlpool was in Kushina's spiritual space. Ninetales is squinting his huge fox eyes, carefully sensing Yi Feng's experience. Sure enough, he is powerful again. Is this guy a freak? At this time, Ninetales has already begun to think about whether he can beat Yi Feng. After all, it also has its own escape plan. At this moment, Yi Feng's figure suddenly appeared in front of Ninetales. It just appeared without any warning. To the outside world, Yi Feng looked normal and couldn't see anything out of the ordinary. Even Ninetales Jinchuriki and Whirlpool Kushina didn't notice anything strange. Kurama, want to go out? Yi Feng narrowed his eyes and looked at Ninetales, who was wrapped in chains. How? How do you know my name? Ninetales stared at Yi Feng with its huge fox eyes. I know a lot of things. Yi Feng waved his hand casually. I just want to ask you, do you want to go out? Nonsense. Kurama opened his mouth. You can go out if you want. Yi Feng smiled softly. Give me a little of your chakra, and when Kushina gives birth, I can let you out safely. Impossible. Ninetales became furious. Jinchuriki will die after being separated from the tailed beast. I don't believe you don't know this. Yi Feng nodded. Of course I know that. However, you should know that there is a kind of talisman called the Immortal Talisman, right? Immortal's Talisman, Ninetales murmured. Naturally, he knew this magical spell. It is the strongest treasure among Mount Myoboku. Yi Feng took out an Immortal Talisman from his arms, narrowed his eyes and smiled. The Immortal Talisman can be purchased by yourself from the system space. Just like the grass pheasant sword he used. How about it? Do you want to do this deal? What do you want my chakra for? Ninetales asked curiously. Become stronger. Yi Feng smiled. He still didn't have the ability to use thought simulation. Moreover, this skill is after the system has been strengthened. The blood inheritance limit of attribute type can be simulated, but Sharingan and the like cannot be simulated for the time being. However, tailed beasts such as chakra are also energy, so Yi Feng wanted to see if he could simulate it. If only I could replace all the chakra in my body with Ninetales chakra. Then your strength will definitely improve by leaps and bounds. By the way, it seems that thinking simulation does not require Ninetales' consent. Forget it if you don't agree. Yi Feng grinned. Afterwards, Yi Feng stood quietly on the spot and began to use his thinking simulation ability. Thought simulation, simulation object Ninetales, simulation target Ninetales chakra. And Ninetales also had a curious look in his eyes. What, can you still directly obtain my chakra without my consent? Ding, the simulation is successful. Congratulations to host for getting Ninetales chakra. For a moment, Yi Feng felt that all his limbs were boiling. The breath of terror suddenly burst out. Outside, Yi Feng, who was eating, also burst out with a 2, 4, 3 wave of heart-stopping fluctuations. What's wrong? Everyone looked at Yi Feng hurriedly. It's nothing, I just have some insights. Yi Feng said casually. After saying that, he continued to eat. And there was also a hint of joy in his heart. Done. Originally, Yi Feng didn't have any hope, but it happened so easily. Yi Feng, who possesses the Ninetales chakra, has also established a consciousness space with Ninetales that is beyond the spiritual space of Uzumaki Kushina. With a thought, Yi Feng came to a space emitting light. And in the space, there is also a huge Ninetales. How can it be? How did you get the chakra in me? No. There is no less chakra in my body. How did you get this chakra? Ninetales is not calm at all now. I am Ninetales. My own chakra is hundreds of times stronger than human chakra. How could the black-haired boy in front of me have this kind of chakra in the blink of an eye? And, does what he said before count? Kurama, what a fuss. Yi Feng pursed his lips and smiled. Then, he said seriously, actually, I don't know what happened, but I got your chakra. That, our previous deal. Ninetails said a little cautiously. Originally, if Yi Feng didn't have Ninetails' chakra, Ninetails wouldn't be afraid of anything. But now it seems that the opponent's strength is not weaker than his own. What the hell is this? Ninetails is really on the verge of tears now. Why didn't I just agree in the first 2 minutes? What was the deal before? Yi Feng looked at Kurama. You said that if I give you chakra, you promise to let me out when Kushina gives birth. Kurama said carefully. Yeah, Yi Feng nodded, but did you give me chakra? No, Kurama said dejectedly. So, Yi Feng smiled, then we can only set another condition. What conditions? Kurama suddenly became excited after hearing this. As long as I can go out, I can talk about anything. I can agree to let you out, but you need to be my bodyguard for 5 years. Yi Feng said seriously. What, you asked me to be your bodyguard? Or for 5 years? Kurama was unhappy when he heard this. Why panic? Yi Feng glanced at Kurama, isn't it just 5 years? Besides, I don't ask you to do anything, you just protect my safety. How about it? HMPH. Kurama raised his head arrogantly and said immediately, even if you don't help me, I will be able to break through by force when the time comes. At most, it's just a loss of some chakra. Yeah, Yi Feng nodded, okay then. If you don't agree, then forget it. When the time comes, you can escape. Minato will definitely not be happy. He might come up and use a move to seal away the zombies or something. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Kurama's face trembled when he heard this. Hey, you kid, you've gone too far. So, are you going to do it or not? Yi Feng looked at Ninetails with a smile on his face. Kurama scratched his head with his paws and began to think. Oh, by the way, Yi Feng suddenly said, if I can get abilities from you, then I can also get what I want from others. You think, when the time comes for the two of us to have a fight, will Wei win? Kurama could tell that Yi Feng was threatening him. 5 years is not a long time, but I made a promise. I will not let you be my Jinchuriki. The most I can do is stay by your side. And, after 5 years, I can go wherever I want. You can't control it. Yi Feng smiled after seeing Kurama compromise. Make a deal. After saying that, Yi Feng left the spiritual space. Ninetails became quieter. Over the years, it has thought a lot, and it knows that human beings are very hypocritical. However, it did not see the hypocrisy in Yi Feng. Ninetails can sense people's greed, hatred, and many negative emotions. But in Yi Feng's body, it didn't sense it at all. This feeling has only appeared in one person. And that person is Sage of 6 Paths. Ninetails lay down quietly. This spiritual space is established between it and Yi Feng. Naturally, outsiders cannot detect it. It also wants to see where Yi Feng will go. The outside world, after eating. Fugaku took Itachi and left here. Yi Feng looked at Kushina. Master wife, I want to learn the sealing technique of the Uzumaki clan. Yi Feng said. Minato is his teacher, so it makes sense to call him Uzumaki Kushina. Kushina was surprised. You can learn it, but the sealing techniques of our clan require huge. Originally, she wanted to continue talking, but she needed a huge chakra to support her. But when I think of Yi Feng's performance on the battlefield, what kind of S-level ninjutsu is at your fingertips? Thinking of this, Kushina changed her words. Okay, then what kind of sealing technique do you want to learn? Everything, Yi Feng said. Kushina nodded in surprise. Well, Yi Feng cannot be estimated using common sense. After the meal, the two people came to the open space behind the room. Minato also came here. Adamantine sealing chains. Uzumaki Kushina spread his hands, and some golden chains suddenly appeared in his palms. This chain has the power to suppress tailed beasts. The stronger the user, the stronger the calendar area of adamantine sealing chains. Yi Feng nodded and immediately activated his skill, simulation. A minute later, Yi Feng opened his eyes. Adamantine sealing chains. Suddenly, a huge chain came out of Yi Feng's palm. Moreover, the chain also carries a terrifying seal history. Really, Uzumaki Kushina suddenly lost her composure. This is the secret skill of her clan. She originally thought that Yifeng could not master it. But, in the blink of an eye, Yifeng learned it. Isn't this talent too terrifying? In the next half hour, except for the sealing of zombies, all the sealing techniques of the Uzumaki clan were mastered by Yifeng. Minato was already extremely shocked. Yifeng's strength and terrifying talent are too strong, right? After mastering these sealing techniques, Yifeng became more familiar with his skill simulation. Can simulate ninjutsu, sealing technique, and chakra energy. The rest will be fine for now. Unless, I can unlock the middle stage of the 4th level gene lock. When the time comes, you will be able to recombine and change your genes. By then, even Sharingan and even Rinnegan will be able to create them yourself. Yifeng's heart is also full of expectations. Under the horrified eyes of the Minato couple, Yifeng left here leisurely with Yuri Hong and Uoyuki Xian. After the war, until now, Yifeng has not surrendered enough to take a bath. Xian, sister, let's go to the hot springs. Aha! The Third Ninja War was originally expected to last another year. Now, because of Yifeng's performance on the battlefield, all the big countries had to stop. They were afraid, really afraid, and did not dare to fight. Right now, I can only recuperate, gather strength, and then quietly wait for the next opportunity to attack. Konoha Village, underground roots. In a square, Shimura Danzo is sitting on his throne. In his hand was information on the latest battle situation. His brows furrowed deeply. At this moment, a figure slowly appeared on the square. Sarutobi, come to me, are you okay? Shimura Danzo said in a low voice after seeing the person. Danzo, you know why I came to you. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes flashed. It's because of Yifeng. Shimura Danzo didn't shy away from anything, and said directly, Sarutobi, you must let Yifeng join my roots. Otherwise, if we give Yifeng a few more years, I'm afraid we won't be able to control him. And, now I feel like I can't control him anymore. Sarutobi Hiruzen thought about it for a long time, and then sighed heavily, there is no problem if I let him come to the root. The key is you, can you control Yifeng? Shimura Danzo lowered his eyes slightly, looked at his right arm, and said seriously. Able. Chapter 51. It was a sunny day in the mountains behind Konoha. Yifeng is invoking the chakra in his body. Since getting the Nine Tails chakra in the last simulation, all the chakra in Yifeng's body also turned into Nine Tails chakra. Nine Tails chakra is hundreds of times stronger than ordinary chakra. Yifeng raised his right hand and began to collect the chakra in his body. The red chakra began to appear on Yifeng's palm. Slowly, a dark brown Rasengan appeared in Yifeng's hand. Kurama, this move is called Kurama Rasengan, how about it? Yifeng said in his mind. Don't even think about naming it after me. Nine Tails roared in the mental space. Yifeng shrugged. This mental space has existed since the last time he and Nine Tails were established. However, Yifeng can also unilaterally close the mental space. Taking a deep breath, Yifeng threw the Rasengan in his hand. Rasengan charged straight into the valley in front of him. Boom! On the rock wall of the valley, a deep pit about 10 meters wide suddenly appeared. The power is okay. Yifeng nodded. The Rasengan just now had the peak power of A level. Now Yifeng, the way to improve his strength is very simple. Just use skill simulation and get the opponent's ninjutsu. However, Feng discovered a fact. Although Konoha village is known as the first of the 5 great ninja villages. However, there seems to be no attribute blood inheritance limit left now. Just Byakugan and Sharingan, Yifeng has no choice but to depend on his luck. If he is lucky, he might be able to meet Yamato. Calculating the time, Yamato at this time is still at the root of Danzo, and its code name is Lee. After completing his training, Yifeng left the back mountain of Konoha carrying the black sword. Walking the streets of Konoha village, the surrounding ninjas and civilians all paid high respect to Yifeng. What happened on the battlefield was basically known to the entire ninja world. Yifeng single-handedly defeated 3 tails and severely damaged 8 tails and 2 tails. One person, fighting 3-tailed beasts alone, returned victorious. This kind of strength is enough to awe everyone. At this moment, a man with a cold aura walking slowly towards Yifeng. Jun Yifeng, I really didn't misjudge you. Because he smiled softly. Yi Feng felt the breath of Orochimaru and said, "It seems that Mr. Snake's forbidden technique experiment has been completed." Orochimaru nodded, "Not bad. My living corpse reincarnation technique has been completed. So, you are here to catch me?" Yi Feng smiled. "No." Orochimaru shook his head, "I know I am not your match now. I just came to inform you that Danzo is about to take action. And, just recently. Besides, Jun Yi Feng, this village is not as peaceful as you think, but there are facts behind it that will scare you. I'm leaving Konoha soon, how about it? Are you interested in leaving with me? Only by leaving Konoha can your strength grow rapidly. Am I right?" Yi Feng felt Orochimaru's unabashed ambition and said lightly, "Mr. Snake, I know the darkness of Konoha better than you. Besides, you left Konoha because you don't have the power to resist the darkness. It's a pity, I have this power." Having said this, Yin Shezi's expression also changed. What Yi Feng said is indeed true. Minato has already obtained a lot of evidence from his own human experiments. The main reason why we haven't taken action yet is because third generation is still responsible for this matter. If Minato puts pressure, he can be arrested within a day at the earliest. Only by leaving Konoha can he get a substantial promotion. Orochimaru took a deep look at Yi Feng, he looked deeper than himself. "But maybe I will go find you too." Yi Feng smiled lightly. After saying that, he left Orochimaru's side. Will he go to Orochimaru? Maybe. If there is no way to improve his strength in Konoha village, then he can only find ninjas with blood inheritance limits. After all, the more you master the blood inheritance limit, the stronger your strength will be. Becoming stronger is still Yi Feng's goal. Orochimaru looked at Yi Feng's back, his eyes full of greed. "You must become stronger, otherwise, the container can kill you." In the Hokage office building. Third generation Sama. I have decided to let Yi Feng take charge of Anbu. He cannot be allowed to join the route. Minato frowned and looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen in front of him. "Minato, you can't make the decision on this matter." Sarutobi Hiruzen picked up the cigarette and took a long puff of smoke. "I watched Yi Feng grow up, so he must join the roots." PFF. After Minato heard the words, third generation's purpose, he couldn't help laughing. "Third generation, Yi Feng is the one you grew up watching, ha ha ha." Minato couldn't help it anymore and laughed so hard. Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression gradually darkened. "Minato, what do you mean? Are you laughing at me? Don't forget it. Who gave you this Hokage position?" Third generation. The smile on Minato's face slowly faded. "Why do you think I'm laughing at you? I never meant to laugh at you. Please don't misinterpret my meaning. Also, Yi Feng, I will not let him join the route. After all, third generation, you know the route matters better than anyone else." "Absurd." Sarutobi Hiruzen shouted angrily. He felt that the Minato today was completely different from the Minato he knew. This was the first time he had seen such a tough attitude. "Is it because what you say is useless? Third generation, I respect you as my teacher's teacher. This matter ends here," Minato said calmly. He also sighed heavily in his heart. Yi Feng is his disciple. Minato even thought that the position of Hokage in the future would be given to Yi Feng. But, who knew, Sarutobi Hiruzen actually came to ask Yi Feng to join that route. Everyone who joins the route will become a walking beast. Therefore, Minato, who usually swallows everything in his stomach, has a very tough attitude on this matter. "HMPH. You also know that I am your teacher's teacher." Sarutobi Hiruzen snorted heavily. "Third generation, please come back." Minato immediately issued an eviction order. "What, are you going to drive me away?" Sarutobi Hiruzen felt like he couldn't breathe in his chest. "It's okay if you don't leave." Minato sighed heavily inwardly. "So, third generation, 2 months ago you said that the capture of Orochimaru was your responsibility. Now, 2 months have passed. Excuse me, have you taken action?" "This," Sarutobi Hiruzen muttered with a dark face, "still preparing, the arrest will begin soon." "Ha. Minato shook his head. "In the time you spent preparing, how many of your companions died at the hands of your own people?" Sarutobi Hiruzen snorted and said nothing. "You keep saying that you taught the Konoha Sannin. But what now? Tsunade-sama is still missing, Jiraiya-sama is traveling all over the world. If Konoha wasn't about to reach the point of life and death, I'm afraid Jiraiya-sama wouldn't come back, right? Finally, where is Orochimaru? He extended his sword to his companions. When Minato said this, his words became more intense. He quickly took out a thick stack of information from the drawer of his desk. Every name on this. It's a life. The youngest is only 3 years old. These. Do you know? Sarutobi Hiruzen's face turned red. He turned a blind eye to these things. He didn't expect Minato to be so tough today. This was something he never expected. I know you are also doing the best for Konoha, but sometimes, your kindness will become a knife that kills your companions. Having said this, Minato added in his heart, besides, you don't have any mercy. However, he will not break his face. After all, Sarutobi Hiruzen is his elder. I see. Sigh. Sarutobi Hiruzen seemed to have aged more than 10 years for a moment, turned around and silently left the Hokage office. Minato breathed a sigh of relief after seeing Sarutobi Hiruzen leave. I have been holding these words in my heart for a long time, and I finally said them out today. However, after saying it, Shui suddenly felt that the clothes on his body were much lighter. Yes, much lighter. Shisui, come out, Minato said suddenly. After speaking, a man wearing Anbu clothing appeared in front of Minato. It seems that I made the right choice by asking the Fugaku chief to transfer you to Anbu. Minato put a smile on his face. Thank you, Hokage-sama. Shisui took a deep breath. The scene just now was all played out in his eyes. He now finally knows that the Sarutobi Hiruzen and the will of fire he believed in are all bullshit. I still remember that a month ago, Sarutobi Hiruzen found me and asked me to join the route. Fortunately, Minato stopped me forcefully. Don't thank me. If you want to thank me, just thank Yi Feng. Minato said with a smile. Yi Feng told me a long time ago that if there is a chance in the future, he will let you join Anbu in Konoha. Now it seems that Yi Feng really thought too deeply. When Shisui heard this, he was shocked. It turned out to be Yi Feng. The person who questioned the will of fire was Yi Feng. Now, the person who saves him is also Yi Feng. I didn't interrupt your chat. At this moment, a familiar voice came. Shisui and Minato immediately looked toward the door, and soon saw Yi Feng holding a knife. Yi Feng. Shisui looked at Yi Feng gratefully. Yi Feng smiled and said, how is it? Shisui, Anbu is much more comfortable than the base. Yi Feng also heard their conversation just now, and he indeed said that to Minato. Unexpectedly, Minato really took it to heart. Thank you Yi Feng-san, today I can see clearly the purpose of third generation. Shisui said seriously. Teacher Minato, what you just said is good. Yi Feng gave the door a thumbs up. I will not back down when faced with this kind of thing. Minato said seriously. Yeah, Yi Feng smiled, I don't know what the purpose of looking for me is today. Minato also said with a smile, I want you to take charge of Anbu. In charge of Anbu, Yi Feng touched his chin and began to think. To be honest, he didn't have much interest. Yes, Minato said solemnly, Yi Feng, all those Anbu ninjas have witnessed your performance on the battlefield. So, if you want to take charge of Anbu at this time, you will directly be the captain of Anbu. And, I need you to help me. Minato's words were very sincere. Let me think about it for 2 days. Yi Feng nodded and smiled. Don't worry, Mr. Minato, you are more reliable than third Hokage. Shisui, I will now divide you into Yi Feng's group. Minato said to Shisui. Yes, Hokage-sama. Shisui quickly accepted the order. Although Yi Feng is much younger than Shisui, Zheng Shui never looks back. There is even a hint of admiration in my heart. After all, who in this world does not worship strength? Yi Feng doesn't object either. Shisui's strength can be regarded as one of the top people in Konoha village. Moreover, Shisui should have activated Mangekyo Sharingan at this time. I just don't know if I can use Susanoo. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes and already had some plans in mind. Previously, Yi Feng noticed the dispute between Sarutobi Hiruzen and Minato when they were outside the Hokage building. Minato's approach, overall, is pretty good. However, his attitude is not too tough yet, but after all, Sarutobi Hiruzen is an elder to him. However, Yi Feng also learned a piece of information at this time. That is, Sarutobi Hiruzen is unhappy that Minato has begun to take power and has joined forces with Shimura Danzo. If two black-hearted people join forces, I am afraid that I will not be able to live in peace for a while. Shisui, have you activated Mangekyo Sharingan? Yi Feng asked after walking to an open space. When Shisui heard this, he froze for a moment, then said, it's turned on. So can you use Susanoo now? Yi Feng asked again. Not for the time being. Shisui was shocked. Isn't this a secret in our clan? Is this how Yi Feng knows everything? Yi Feng is really awesome. Inform Kakashi and Itachi that they have missions in the past 2 days. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes. Although Danzo's roots are not good, it does not mean that the things inside his roots are not good. Yamato, who has the wood-style blood inheritance limit, is still in it. Now, wood-style is also the only attribute blood inheritance limit in Konoha village. The only others are Byakugan and Sharingan. Think of those scorch style, boil style, lava style, all in other ninja villages. It seems that if I have time, I have to deal with other ninja villages. After all, Yi Feng would not miss the blood inheritance limit. In the afternoon, in the mountains behind Konoha, Kakashi, Shisui, and Itachi were already standing in front of Yi Feng. The mission this time is very simple. Yi Feng said. Dive into the roots and rescue Tianji. Yamato. The three Kakashi looked at each other. They had never heard of this person before. Yamato is Orochimaru's experimental subject and has inherited the wood style. He is currently being cultivated secretly from the roots. Yi Feng said slowly. It's not like you don't know what the roots look like, so our mission is to save Yamato. However, the base is also heavily guarded. If there are just a few of us, it's okay to attack by force, but if we sneak in. Kakashi frowned. He also knows more or less about the roots. Kakashi, don't forget, we have 2 pairs of Sharingan. Yi Feng said casually. How many of those basic ninjas can withstand illusions? Let's schedule the action until tomorrow night. You can inform Kakashi Minato. Okay, Kakashi nodded. Disband, Yi Feng said. After saying that, everyone left here separately. Yi Feng, carrying the black knife, walked leisurely towards his home. Yamato, in the original work, is also a fun-loving person, and he likes to do greenery every day. The operation to save Yamato was not a spur-of-the-moment effort. On the one hand, it's because He left a pretty good impression on Yi Feng in the original work. Secondly, it's because he is the only one in Konoha who owns wood style. Although it's just a weakened version, after you simulate it with your own skills, it's not like Yamato. Yamato's use is weak because he injected Hashirama cells, while he directly simulated the acquisition. The methods are different, and the power is naturally very different. Moreover, Danzo has a wood-style ninjutsu scroll left behind by the first Hokage. Although Yamato hasn't learned any of wood-style's ultimate moves, that doesn't mean he can't learn them. Yi Feng discovered that he had to go to Danzo's roots. Returned to his home. As soon as I entered the door, I smelled a refreshing fragrance. Xian, the chicken soup is ready. Shihihong's voice came from the kitchen. Yeah, I'll bring it out right away. Mao Yu Xian walked out of the kitchen carrying chicken soup. Putting it on the dining table, he raised his head and saw Yi Feng with a smile on his face. Yi Feng. After seeing Yi Feng, Mao Yu Xian jumped into Yi Feng's arms. Then he felt that his behavior was a bit inappropriate, so he hurriedly let go of Yi Feng. You're back. You can eat now. Seeing Shi Yan's rosy face, Yi Feng couldn't help but smile. Okay, let's eat. Shihihong also walked out of the kitchen. After seeing Yi Feng, a smile suddenly appeared on her face. Come, in order to celebrate our great hero of Konoha, let's have a good meal tonight. Yi Feng was also unambiguous, picked up the chicken drumstick and started to chew on it. The taste is indeed delicious. At the same time, Konoha's underground. In a huge square, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Shimura Danzo in front of him with a gloomy look. Sarutobi, I told you a long time ago, Minato can't do Hokage. Shimura Danzo said calmly. You can no longer control him now. At the same time, he also had a sense of schadenfreude, seeing Sarutobi Hiruzen treated like this by the Hokage he promoted, and let Shimura Danzo know. You are the one who can truly become a Hokage. And Hokage wants to be like this, someone who can do whatever it takes for the sake of the village. Danzo, can you really control Yi Feng? Sarutobi Hiruzen said in a low voice with a dark face. Yes, Shimura Danzo said. Come out with something that convinces me. Sarutobi Hiruzen gritted his teeth, and his majesty was shattered in front of Minato. This made Sarutobi Hiruzen, who had always been condescending, unable to stand this tone. And what makes Minato so tough is Yi Feng. Yi Feng, why didn't I realize his potential before? Okay. Shimura Danzo narrowed his eyes, and then he stretched out his left hand and slowly removed the bandage wrapped around his right eye. Then, he opened his right eye, and a scarlet three-tomo Sharingan appeared in it. What? Sarutobi Hiruzen was stunned, with a hint of disbelief on his face. He thought for a long time and said in a deep voice, but even so, you can't control Yi Feng. Don't worry, Shimura Danzo said with a smile. Immediately, he took off all the bandages on his right arm. A golden shackle appeared in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen. What is this? Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly felt an ominous premonition in his heart. Shimura Danzo said nothing, and slowly opened the golden shackles. Crack! As the golden shackles opened, a right arm filled with Sharingan appeared in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen. Moreover, a human face is also displayed on the top of the right arm. This is Sharingan, and Sarutobi Hiruzen trembled. Not bad, Sarutobi. Shimura Danzo smiled deeply. The power of the Uchiha clan and the Senju clan. It's all within me now. The perfect fusion of Hashirama cells and Sharingan. Do you think I have the ability to control Yi Feng? Cold sweat appeared on Sarutobi Hiruzen's forehead. What have my disciples done in these years? There is no one in Konoha who can build such a right arm for Shimura Danzo. The only one left is his disciple Orochimaru. Besides, Orochimaru has been secretly collaborating with Shimura Danzo over the years. And Sarutobi Hiruzen also turned a blind eye and passed by. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath. Okay, right now, Minato has planned to let Yi Feng take charge of Anbu. At that time, I will lead Yi Feng and his team here to conduct investigations. Then it's time for you to take action. Yeah, Shimura Danzo narrowed his eyes. There is only one thing that is a pity. I fell in love with someone's eyes, but it's a pity that Minato messed up the matter. Who? Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned. Shisui, Shimura Danzo whispered, I have so many Sharingan now. I can sense that Shisui's Sharingan is stronger than my Sharingan. It's possible, he's turned on Mangekyo. After saying the words Mangekyo, Shimura Danzo's face showed uncontrollable excitement. There are naturally records about Mangekyo Sharingan among the higher-ups in Konoha. According to records, Uchiha Madara started Mangekyo Sharingan. And his strength, during the Sengoku period, was only rivaled by Senju Hashirama. This shows how powerful Mangekyo Sharingan is. No wonder you asked me to highly recommend Shisui to join the route. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed deeply. Sarutobi, you and I both know that the Uchiha clan is a huge hidden danger. Shimura Danzo said seriously. Okay, I will arrange these things later. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face gradually became fierce. After saying that, he left the roots with a deep look. Shimura Danzo slowly raised his head and murmured, Sarutobi, you have changed too. However, I will never change. Because my heart has always been like this. 2 days later, night had fallen. Yi Feng took Kakashi, Shisui and Itachi and prepared to sneak into the roots of Konoha. At the entrance to the route, Yi Feng had already received information from Minato. The figures of the 4 people disappeared without a trace like ghosts under the cover of night. Yi Feng's strength is cage level, Kakashi is elite Jonin, Shisui is also elite Jonin, and if Mangekyo's power is used, it will at least be cage level. In the end, it was Itachi who had the most elite Chunin. However, Yi Feng would not stop taking Itachi just because he was weak. After all, after Itachi activated Mangekyo, his strength was not weak. Moreover, Itachi has now become his loyal little follower. Even if he asked Itachi to destroy Konoha now, he would not hesitate for a moment. This is where the charm of your personality lies. Infiltration in progress. The 4 people have successfully entered the roots of the ground. Naturally, there are some patrolling route ninjas along the way. It's just that these ninjas have fallen under Shisui's illusion in just one encounter. Shisui's genjutsu is stronger than Itachi's, so you can't go wrong with him. Yi Feng released his extremely powerful chakra perception power. In an instant, it covered the entire underground routes. And Yi Feng also instantly had a three-dimensional image of the entire underground routes in his mind. In the image, how many root ninjas are there and what attributes are inside these ninjas? It's all clear in Yi Feng's mind. Found it. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes and said in a low voice. In the deepest part of the root base, a strong chakra was sensed by Yi Feng. Even though the strength that Yamato can develop is less than 1/10 of Senju Hashirama. However, it is much stronger than these ordinary root ninjas. The secret passages in the underground routes were so complicated that Yi Feng and the others had no choice but to dive down quickly along the secret passages. When everyone came to a dark secret passage, a very strong cold air suddenly appeared in the entire secret passage. The appearance of this cold air sent chills down the spines of Shisui, Kakashi, and Itachi. Yi Feng didn't feel anything at all, and he also knew who the person who sent out this breath was. Orochimaru. In the entire Konoha, Orochimaru was the only one who could emit such an aura. The three of you continue to perform the mission, I will come here. Yi Feng tilted his head and said to the three of Shisui. Okay, after we rescue Yamato, we'll leave and come here. Shisui didn't waste any time. After finishing speaking, he continued to leave here with Kakashi and Itachi. A few seconds later, the sound of footsteps sounded in the secret passage. Yi Feng also walked leisurely towards the front of the secret passage. It was pitch dark in the secret passage, but for Yi Feng, whose facial features had become nationalized. Although it's not as good as in broad daylight, everything in the secret passage is still clearly visible. In the distance, Orochimaru is walking towards Yi Feng step by step. Mr. Yi Feng, what are you doing here at the root? Orochimaru's snake eyes stared at Yi Feng closely. He has now begun to wonder whether Minato arranged for Yi Feng to come here because of his research on human subjects. Don't be so nervous, Mr. Snake. Yi Feng smiled faintly, staring at the big snake with dark pupils. It's just that I'm not in a good mood, so I'm just wandering around the roots. Besides, I just wanted to see Mr. Snake's research project on the way. Okay. Orochimaru was surprised for a moment, and then agreed. Don't you refuse. Yi Feng smiled secretly. It is estimated that Orochimaru has already begun to finish the work at this time. I'm afraid he will defect soon. So, follow your own words and make plans for the future. As expected of Orochimaru. BJFB, they have already begun to think about their own future. After walking through the long dark passage, Yi Feng followed Orochimaru to his base. There are some instruments placed everywhere here, and Yi Feng can't see any of them. Mr. Yi Feng, I will defect to Konoha in half a month. Orochimaru once again extended an invitation to Yi Feng. Are you really not going to defect to Konoha with me? Mr. Snake, I should have told you that you don't have the power to resist darkness, but I do. Yi Feng said calmly. Then do you know how strong this dark power is? Orochimaru narrowed his eyes and smiled hoarsely. I know. Yi Feng smiled. Isn't it just Shimura Danzo? At most, add Sarutobi Hiruzen. How big a storm can these two people create in front of them? Yi Feng still really wants to see it. In that case, I won't say anything more. Orochimaru nodded. The new stronghold is in Tien country. If you can't resist the darkness of Konoha, you can come to me. I am always waiting for Lord Yi Feng to come. Yi Feng nodded casually. There was nothing good to see here. Just leave here. Orochimaru also had a curious look in his eyes. He wants to know who is stronger and weaker against Yi Feng, Shimura Danzo, who he built with his own hands. This is his purpose. If Yi Feng fails, it will prove that he is not enough to compete with Sharingan's power now. Then it is better to choose Sharingan for your own container. If he could resist. Thinking of this, Orochimaru's snake eyes reflected strong excitement. Lord Yi Feng, I will take away your body at that time. Yi Feng, who came outside the secret passage, naturally knew what Orochimaru meant. However, he didn't take it to heart at all. It's just Orochimaru, nothing to be afraid of. Soon, someone appeared in the secret passage, dragging someone along with him. Yi Feng. Shisui nodded towards Yi Feng. Yi Feng sensed Yamato, but he fell into a coma due to an illusion and was fine. And on Shisui's back is the wood-style ninjutsu scroll left by the first Hokage. Let's go, leave the roots. Yi Feng nodded. Immediately, Yi Feng's team evacuated here immediately. Tonight's mission went very smoothly. It's not that people at the route aren't vigilant, but they really didn't expect that someone would sneak into the routes. It is estimated that even Shimura Danzo, the leader of the route group, did not think of it. The next day, I was trapped in the hospital. Yamato slowly woke up. Immediately his nerves became tense. Lift the quilt and quickly form seals with your hands. Wood style. Thorn kill technique. In an instant, the wooden strips created using wood style quickly spread out from the ground. He rushed towards the people standing in front of him. Yi Feng waved his hand casually, and the wooden strips fell apart. The power of this wood style is probably not even 1%. Sure enough, it's wood style. On the other side, Minato also looked at Yamato in shock. Shimura Danzo wants to master this power himself, so as to gain the ability to contain 9 tails. Yi Feng walked up to Yamato. Yamato was not given the tongue-wielding seal by Danzo, but he was brainwashed by Danzo's illusions. Likewise, many memories of Yamato have been sealed away. Shisui, leave it to you. Yi Feng returned to Shisui and patted Shisui on the shoulder. It's better to leave this kind of illusion to professionals. Shisui nodded and quickly came to Yamato's side. 3 Tomo Sharingan began to appear in his eyes, and then began to slowly lift Yamato's memory illusion seal. 10 minutes later, a glimmer of light appeared in Yamato's pupils. Memories flooded into my mind. Of course, these memories are not very friendly ones. He was captured by Orochimaru for experimentation, and in the end he was the only one who survived. Kakashi, Yamato's enlightenment task is left to you. Yi Feng said to Kakashi with a smile. Yeah, Kakashi nodded. He didn't know what was going on. Seeing Yamato in front of him like this, he felt a little uncomfortable. Underground routes. Absurd. How could a living person just disappear into thin air? You losers. How did you keep vigil? This morning Shimura Danzo discovered that the successor to Wood Style, whom he had cultivated so painstakingly, mysteriously disappeared from his base. This made him furious. Yesterday he was not at the route, but went with Sarutobi Hiruzen to find Konoha's other 2 top executives, Udatain Kaharu and Mitokado Homura. When I came back today, I discovered this problem. Illusion. Illusion. Could it be? Shimura Danzo sat on his throne, his face extremely cold. In the morning, he also discovered that these root ninjas were under illusion. However, it can make so many people fall into genjutsu, even some jonin among them. In that case, it's probably Uchiha Shisui. Shisui. Yi Feng. Shimura Danzo took a deep breath. I must control you. If you can't control it, then I will destroy you. I am also thinking about the safety of Konoha. As for Wood Style successor A, Shimura Danzo is also in some trouble. It is no longer possible to snatch it back. At this time, it is estimated that 4th Hokage already knows about A's existence. After knowing the existence of Wood Style, even if he breaks up with himself, it is impossible for him to come back. Yi Feng. Shimura Danzo roared fiercely. On top of Konoha's 7th training ground. Yi Feng has arrived here. And he also held the first generation Wood Style scroll in his hand. It contains detailed records of many Wood Style ninjutsu. Yi Feng, although Wood Style ninjutsu is very powerful, you must have Wood Style to use it. Suddenly a voice came from behind Yi Feng. Listening to this voice, Yi Feng knew it was Jiraiya. Jiraiya walked to Yi Feng's side and said with a smile. Your disciple scolded your teacher, did you know? Yi Feng curled his lips and said. Jiraiya had a headache when he heard this. After a long time, he sighed heavily. What Minato said and did was correct. I'm only on the right side. Yi Feng shrugged. It didn't matter where he stood. For Yi Feng, if they are friends, they should get along well with each other. If they are enemies, then they will be destroyed. Let's not talk about this anymore. Jiraiya scratched his head and looked at Yi Feng. You don't want to learn Wood Style, do you? Didn't I tell you before that you have to use Wood Style's blood succession limit to use it? Wood Style. Wood clone technique. Before Jiraiya could finish speaking, Yi Feng formed a seal with his hands. In an instant, a dozen Wood Style clones appeared next to Yi Feng. Pervy Sage, what did you just say? Yi Feng tilted his head. The muscles on Jiraiya's face had stiffened. His eyes were wide open, and he wished he could pop his own eyes out. Mew, mew, escape. After stammering for a long time, Jiraiya yelled out. Isn't it just wood style? Why make such a fuss? Yi Feng raised his eyebrows. It's not that he wants to show off, but Yi Feng feels that he really doesn't need to hide it. With my current strength, I can basically walk sideways in Konoha village. What else are you afraid of? The period of obscene development has passed. The current Yi Feng is powerful enough to destroy Konoha. What all the fuss? Jiraiya swallowed, his face full of shock. Brother, this is wood style. No one knows how to use it except first Hokage-sama. Who said no one can do it? Yi Feng raised the corner of his mouth slightly, and then pointed at the people walking towards him in the distance. The guy with the frame on his face, he knows wood style. Ah, Jiraiya looked disbelieving. At this time, Minato came here with Shisui and others. Teacher Jiraiya, you are here too. Minato greeted Jiraiya. I was just about to find you. What's going on? Jiraiya looked at Yamato. This ninja is the successor of the wood-style bloodline limit that Yi Feng saved from the root. Minato said solemnly. Really? Jiraiya still didn't believe it. After all, this is wood style. The most powerful escape technique. Wood style wood clone technique. Yamato looked at Minato, then formed a seal with his hands, and slowly a wood clone split from his body. However, compared to Yi Feng, the whole process was much slower. It's really wood style. Jiraiya grabbed his hair with both hands. He looked like he had seen a ghost. What's up? What on earth is going on? Wood style is worthless. Has it become a waste? This is wood style. Are you also a wood style clone? Suddenly, Yamato pointed at a dozen of Yi Feng's wood clone in the distance. As soon as the words came out, everyone was shocked. Yeah, Yi Feng walked up to Yamato and nodded. Wood style clone. Minato was stunned for a moment, and a terrifying thought appeared in his mind. He said tremblingly, Yi Feng, you can't also use wood style, right? Yeah, Yi Feng nodded again. Mound. For a moment, Minato and his team all took a deep breath. Can Yi Feng use wood style? Even Yamato's eyes brightened in front of him. He also knew now that he was saved from the roots by Yi Feng. When he learned that Yi Feng could use wood style, he suddenly felt less lonely. Yi Feng, you are the son of the prophecy that teacher Jiraiya said. The entire ninja world will change because of you. Minato said seriously. Yi Feng's ears almost grew numb when he heard these words. Jiraiya on the side was already confused. He felt that he didn't deserve to be here anymore. This is a deep blow. Jiraiya left here in a daze. Even the purpose of coming to Yi Feng was forgotten. Yi Feng, from now on, you are Anbu's captain. Minato said seriously. Please don't refuse, because you are the most qualified among all Konoha. Okay, Yi Feng nodded and agreed. After becoming Anbu's captain, it will be more convenient for my future actions. In comparison, Konoha village itself does not intend to stay like this forever. After Yi Feng got the wood-style blood limit, he was already set. You can simulate obtaining the blood inheritance limit yourself. In this way, you can have all those scorch style, boil style, magnet style, and lava style. Having so many skills doesn't overwhelm you, and it also gives you one more means of attack, so why not do it? Everyone left here in a daze. Yamato was handed over to Kakashi to lead. And all of them also joined Anbu. Yi Feng used his brain to strengthen and began to quickly learn these wood-style ninjutsu. After strengthening your brain, learning these ninjutsu should not be too easy. Just half a day, all the wood-style ninjutsu scrolls left by Senju Hashirama were learned by Yi Feng. Right now, except for the Senjutsu wood style, which he cannot perform, all the remaining wood style ninjutsu are out of the question. You guys are really pervert. In the mental space, Nine Tails roared. As soon as Yi Feng thought, he entered the golden consciousness space. How did you get wood style? Kurama stared at its huge fox eyes. It had never sensed any wood style chakra from Yi Feng before. Nine Tails didn't believe that he was wrong. This proves that Yi Feng's wood style has been obtained. Is it so pervert? It's like getting your own Nine Tails chakra. As long as I want it, I can get it, Yi Feng said truthfully. However, this is indeed the case. It's just that the relatively pervert third-level strengthening skills are used. Moreover, the progress of upgrading from the third level to the fourth level is not moving at all. The only way to become stronger again is to learn a little bit about fighting. After hearing Yi Feng's explanation, which was not an explanation, Ninetales had no choice but to lie quietly in the golden space. Wood style. That's an escape technique that can completely suppress you. After seeing Yi Feng learn these wood-style ninjutsu, Ninetales only felt that his future was dark. It's better not to provoke Yi Feng at the moment, I hope he can keep his promise. Kurama fell silent. Yi Feng picked up the sword and left the 7th training ground. Now that I have become the captain of Anbu, I have to think about it. Konoha's Anbu base, near the Hokage office building. Yi Feng carried the knife and walked leisurely to the Konoha Anbu base. At this time, Kakashi and his party have already gathered here. When these Anbu ninjas knew that Yi Feng would be their captain, no one questioned it. After all, Yi Feng's performance on the battlefield is really shocking. Those Anbu who followed Yi Feng on the battlefield and saw Yi Feng's strength return to Konoha Anbu. This matter spread quickly. Coupled with the accurate information transmitted back from the battlefield, everyone in Anbu exploded. Everyone in Anbu is gathered here. Yi Feng didn't waste any time and said directly, Konoha Anbu, only the elite of Konoha's elite can join. Later, I will let 4th Hokage produce an elite record. Only the best of the best are qualified to be on the list. Of course, after being listed, there will be a series of generous rewards. The most important thing is that your names and deeds will be spread throughout Konoha village. Instead of being unknown, even Minato, who had just arrived here, felt extremely shocked after hearing these words. Yes, Anbu is not unknown, but is famous all over the world. 4th generation, I'll leave this matter to you. Yi Feng tilted his head and said with a smile. Yes. Minato took 2 steps forward and said seriously, everyone, please rest assured. From now on, Grey Anbu is a thing of the past. The future of Anbu will be full of light. Moreover, I will also let you feel the glory of being an Anbu member. Yes, Lord Hokage, Captain Yi Feng, Anbu's staff shouted in unison. Yi Feng smiled lightly, in 3 months at the latest, a terrifying mission will come. Moreover, the minimum difficulty level of the mission is 5S levels. During this period, all Anbu members gave me life-threatening training. 3 months later, I will be responsible for the inspection. At that time, those who are not qualified will be fired. Yes, Captain. Anbu's ninjas immediately took the order. If anyone were to take this position, they would be more or less dissatisfied. But, Yi Feng can. Just because he is Yi Feng. Yi Feng nodded. Why 3 months? Because it is already July. Around the end of the month, Sasuke was born. 3 months after Sasuke was born, in October, Naruto was also born. Naruto was born, the Nine-Tails Rebellion. Yi Feng could not guarantee that Uchiha Obito would not come to Konoha. The last time he let him run away, this time, although Yi Feng can't guarantee that he can kill the pressure with 100% certainty. But we are 90% sure. 2 weeks passed quietly. In Konoha Hospital, Yi Feng received Weasel's invitation and came here. And today is also the day Sasuke was born. On the hospital bed, little Sasuke was sleeping peacefully in Makoto's arms. Fugaku, what's our son's name? Makoto looked at little Sasuke in his arms and asked with a smile. Fugaku standing aside smiled faintly. Sasuke, just call Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke, isn't this the name of the 3rd Hokage's father? Makoto said in surprise. Yes, Fugaku smiled, it's okay, I asked 3rd generation a long time ago. On one side, Yi Feng also clicked his tongue secretly. Fugaku is really scheming. He named his son after his father in 3rd generation. Indirectly, what Fugaku means is, Sarutobi Hiruzen, you are a grandson. Yi Feng nodded, this move is really good. Now that Urzuzi is born, let's see what he looks like first. Yi Feng walked to the hospital bed and looked at Urzuzi when he was a child. Well, judging from his face, he feels like you want to go up and beat him up. At this time, Itachi also moved from Makoto's arms to Vice Admiral Sasuke's arms. Seeing the excited look on Itachi's face, Yi Feng knew that this traditional skill of the Uchiha clan was activated. Ultimate Brokan. Yi Feng, congratulations on becoming the captain of Konoha Anbu. Fugaku said with a smile. Chief Fugaku, I hope some people from the Uchiha clan can be added to Anbu. Yi Feng said casually. Okay. Fugaku was unambiguous and agreed directly. Fugaku is also aware of the recent internal changes in Konoha village. It was the third generation that was in power before, although he didn't say anything openly. However, Fugaku also knew all about the little tricks he did secretly. Fugaku is a dove type, but he has not broken the relationship with third generation. But now, the situation is different. First of all, the fourth Hokage has taken over the power of Konoha. And his attitude towards the Uchiha clan is much better. It was also proposed to let the Uchiha clan and Konoha live in peace and eliminate the barriers. Fugaku is naturally on Minato's side. Of course, he will never forget why the Uchiha clan changed, 2-7-3, to their current situation. The most fundamentally important factor is Yi Feng in front of us. Don't even ask them to let the Uchiha clan join Anbu. Just let him Fugaku join Anbu and become Yi Feng's subordinate, and he will be in charge. Chief Fugaku, if you really want to reconcile with Konoha, Yi Feng said with a smile after seeing Fugaku agree. You have to be more ruthless. This side of Konoha, I'll clean it up. Having said this, Yi Feng's words are already very clear. I will kill the hawks of Konoha. You, the hawks of the Uchiha clan, will kill you. Of course, Fugaku would never really kill his own people. But Yi Feng knew that he had the means to make all these hawks surrender. After all, he owns Mangekyo Sharingan. I understand. Uchiha Fugaku took a deep breath, and a red light reflected in his eyes. It's time for the clan to integrate. In the past, Fugaku always felt that his retreat towards Konoha would alienate the tribesmen, and he could not bear to deal with his own tribe again. Therefore, over the years, some tribesmen with tough attitudes have been brewed. However, things are different now. Because times have changed. After leaving here, Yi Feng started devil training with Anbu's people every day for the next time. And Minato is also building a list of achievements in the Hokage building. Moreover, the names of those ninjas who have had Grand Dukes among Anbu are all listed in Anbu's merit list. Reforms in the ninja school have also begun. According to Yi Feng, all history is written according to real events. Especially the sentence, the third Hokage is the strongest Hokage in history, which is a must-read book for admission, was directly burned. All historical events and characters are written out. Konoha was founded by the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan. The strongest Hokage in history is the first generation, and the powerful ninja who stands alongside the first generation is Uchiha Madara, the ancestor of the Uchiha clan. Then, there are some real deeds of the two people. Next are some of the elite deeds among Konoha Anbu. Even, Yi Feng incidentally recorded Kakashi's father, Konoha's White Fang Hatake Shiga, in the book in the merit list. Moreover, Yi Feng established an iron rule. Cherish your companions, first. Mission always comes second. The purpose of the mission is to protect your companions, otherwise it would be a crappy mission. The great reform of Konoha has begun. A month passed slowly. Now, the hottest weather has arrived. However, in the Anbu training ground of Sleepy Leaf, Anbu, who has nearly 500 people, is training like crazy. There are many ordinary ninjas in Konoha, but Anbu is Anbu after all. Only the absolute elite can come in. Besides, Anbu is no longer the Anbu he used to be. Some big families are even proud to join Anbu. And among Anbu today, there are many people from the Hyuga clan, as well as people from the Uchiha clan. After these people have been working together for such a period of time, the feeling of being superior to each other has long since disappeared. Because everyone suddenly discovered a problem. That is, after letting go of the so-called sense of superiority that we usually have. Suddenly, the eyes of everyone around him changed. This is the strongest point for people of the Uchiha clan. I let go of my sense of superiority and suddenly found that everyone around me became very easy to get along with. However, the Uchiha clan also knew about this change. All because of one person. Yi Feng, Captain Anbu. 3 battles with the legendary figure known as One Sword Shira. Therefore, the Uchiha tribesmen, who were usually aloof, all lowered their attitude after seeing Yi Feng again. Moreover, they sincerely put down their posture. These are what Yi Feng gained in exchange for his strength. Konoha village, among the office buildings. In the Hokage office, Namikaze Minato looked at the documents in his hands, his expression becoming extremely solemn. Anbu has mastered all of Orochimaru's crimes. Now, the operation to capture Orochimaru has officially begun. Yes. In front of him, Shisui and Kakashi nodded at the same time. Yi Feng looked indifferent. It seems that Orochimaru's defection is today. Wait. At this moment, the office door was suddenly opened. Then, Sarutobi Hiruzen walked in with a deep look. Etc. Just when Sarutobi Hiruzen was about to speak, Yi Feng suddenly picked up the black knife and stood up leisurely. What? Sarutobi Hiruzen said solemnly, looking at Yi Feng with regret in his heart. If I had discovered Yi Feng's potential earlier, he would be my most effective assistant now. Excuse me, where is this? Yi Feng asked lightly. This is of course the Hokage office. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned, not knowing what Yi Feng wanted to say. So what should someone do first when coming to the Hokage office? Yi Feng glanced at Sarutobi Hiruzen and asked. Of course we need to knock on the door to report. Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Yi Feng and said in a low voice. So, did you knock on the door? Yi Feng had a smile on his face. No. Sarutobi Hiruzen was stunned for a moment. He hadn't even thought about this problem. How could he knock on the door? Besides, when he came in before, he never knocked on the door. Then go out, knock on the door and come back in. Yi Feng said with a smile, as Minister Anbu, I have the responsibility to treat you as a ninja who does not follow discipline. For ninjas who do not abide by discipline, I have the right to deprive them of their ninja status. These words were already considered a threat. After hearing these words, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face turned as dark as coal. Farewell, old man, are we familiar with you? Yi Feng stretched out his hand, pointed at the office door that had not been closed, and said calmly. I don't want to say it a second time. Speaking of this, the atmosphere in the entire Hokage office became weird. Minato sat on the office chair, eyes closed and silent. He knew that Yi Feng was venting his anger, so he couldn't say anything. Moreover, Yi Feng is now speaking as Minister Anbu. However, just listening to Yi Feng's words, Minato felt happy in his heart. These past few years have made him miserable, come to think of it. Although he is the fourth Hokage, he is treated as a puppet by the third generation. In fact, the total time I have spent sitting in an office chair in the past 2 years is not as long as 1 month now. I know. Sarutobi Hiruzen turned around with a dark face and left the Hokage office immediately. Sarutobi Hiruzen also has something to discuss with Minato today, so he must bear this loss. Dong dong. Sarutobi Hiruzen stood at the door, looked at Yi Feng inside the room, and then raised his hand to knock on the office door. Close the door first, and then knock again. Yi Feng ordered calmly. Sarutobi Hiruzen felt a tightness in his chest and breathlessness, but when he thought of the purpose of coming here today, he could only grit his teeth and close the office door. Dong dong dong. The office door rang. Yi Feng sat back on his chair, holding the knife and admiring it. When Shisui and Kakashi saw this scene, they didn't know what was going on, but they just felt very happy. Dong dong dong. The door rang again. Minato woke up slightly, then he raised his head and looked at Yi Feng who was doing it on the right. This, Yi Feng. Minato scratched his head. Oh, Teacher Minato, you are Hokage, you should say it. Yi Feng smiled. Minato got Yi Feng's consent, then nodded and said, please come in. After saying that, the door to the office room was opened by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen also had a dark face, took a deep puff of his cigarette, and walked into the office. He silently glanced at Yi Feng who was wiping the black knife and suppressed the anger in his heart. Arriving in front of Minato. Minato, you just said you were going to attack Orochimaru soon. Just mid-sentence, Yi Feng interrupted Sarutobi Hiruzen again. I'm knocking on the door. Sarutobi Hiruzen clenched his fists and said solemnly. Smoking is prohibited in the Hokage office. Yi Feng glanced at Sarutobi Hiruzen, go out and put out the cigarette. Then, knock on the door again to come in. Minato, you still don't care about your disciples. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was as gloomy as water, and he turned his head to look at Minato sitting in front of him. I'm sorry, third generation, he is now Minister Anbu. Minato said expressionlessly, third generation, please act according to the rules. When Sarutobi Hiruzen heard this, he was so angry that his whole body trembled. Well, after saying these 2 words, he left the office. A minute later, the office door was knocked again by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Dong dong dong. Please come in, Minato said. Then, Sarutobi Hiruzen honestly opened the office door and walked in. When he walked in front of Yifeng, he took a deep look at him. Minato, I heard that you were about to attack Orochimaru. Sarutobi Hiruzen withdrew his gaze and immediately looked at Minato. Etc. At this moment, Yifeng's voice sounded faintly again. What's wrong? Sarutobi Hiruzen's face turned red instantly. I knocked on the door this time. And I didn't smoke. What are you excited about? Yifeng raised his eyebrows. What did you just call Teacher Minato? Minato. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned, but he didn't know what went wrong. Minato-sensei is now the Hokage. If you want to report a problem or make a request, you must shout the report to the Hokage-sama. Yifeng stood up with the black knife in hand and said indifferently. Report, Hokage-sama. Sarutobi Hiruzen gritted his teeth and looked at Yifeng. What are you looking at? I'm not a Hokage, Yifeng said with a smile. Report, Hokage-sama. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Minato with a dark face. What's wrong with third generation? Minato asked, suppressing the smile in his heart. I'm going to do it myself to capture Orochimaru this time. Sarutobi Hiruzen suppressed the anger in his heart and said in a low voice. This is not okay, Yifeng said directly without waiting for Minato to speak. Why not? Sarutobi Hiruzen growled. Because I am Minister Anbu. Yifeng said with a smile. You are not. Oh, I'm sorry, you are not even Hokage now, you are just a retired old man who has nothing to do all day long. Yifeng. Sarutobi Hiruzen was furious. Why are you angry? Yifeng sneered. What? Are you Minister Anbu? No. Are you the Hokage of Konoha now? No. Why don't you have it with me? Yifeng said disdainfully. It's not Hokage. I wear the Hokage robe every day and don't want to take it off. What's wrong? Do you want to take over again? Sarutobi Hiruzen had a dark face and did not answer Yifeng's words. When Minato saw third generation's silence, he felt a little uncomfortable. Doesn't silence mean that you have nothing to say? If you want to participate in the capture of Orochimaru, that's not impossible. Yifeng changed the topic and smiled lightly. Okay, this is what you said. Sarutobi Hiruzen said immediately when he saw that things had turned around. You can't go back on your word after you've said it. After all, you Yifeng are now Minister Anbu. You just used Minister Anbu's voice to suppress me. Sarutobi Hiruzen only feels that the resentment in his heart has been vented. Since you have no objections, let's start taking action tonight. Yifeng smiled lightly. At that time, we Anbu will dispatch 500 elite Jonin. Among them are 100 elite Jonin from the Hyuga clan and 100 elite Jonin from the Uchiha clan. I will lead the team, Kakashi and Shisui will assist. Let's fight and kill the snake tonight. What? When Sarutobi Hiruzen heard this, cold sweat suddenly appeared on his forehead. 500 Jonin elites from Anbu. And among them are members of the Hyuga clan and the Uchiha clan. Moreover, Yifeng still leads the team. In this battle, Orochimaru will definitely die. What? Yifeng tilted his head and looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen somewhat ridiculously. Do you have any objections? Well, Yifeng, I am Orochimaru's teacher after all. Do you think you can let me lead the team in this matter? Sarutobi Hiruzen said humbly. He really can't bring himself to kill Orochimaru. Yifeng looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen lightly. This is a kind of morbid protection, although there is no need to kill the big snake. However, it would be possible to use this incident to test whether Sarutobi Hiruzen can still be saved. Konoha, Yifeng is not disgusted. What disgusted him was Konoha's top brass. The civilians are not at fault, the fault lies with the high-level officials. Ordinary civilians in Konoha can only know who is good and who is bad through the mouths of Konoha's top brass. Then over time, it will evolve into this. The cause of this situation is Konoha's top brass. These are the top brass of Konoha who rely on their old age every day. These old immortals, who rely on themselves every day to be survivors of World War II, have no idea how powerful they are. In the beginning, if second Hokage hadn't left behind the queen, What would have happened to people like Sarutobi Hiruzen? Yi Feng has nothing but disgust with Konoha's top brass. If you just survive with your tail between your legs, Yi Feng will leave it alone. However, if you dare to provoke me, I'm sorry, I'll kill you with a knife. Yi Feng doesn't care if you are a high-ranking member of Konoha or not, he will kill you. Yi Feng, I'm begging you for this. Sarutobi Hiruzen saw that Yi Feng hadn't spoken for a long time, so he could only say in a low voice again. Okay. Yi Feng nodded, we will cooperate with your actions then. Yi Feng already has his own plan in mind. It just depends on whether Sarutobi Hiruzen is good enough. Sarutobi Hiruzen saw Yi Feng agreeing to his request, and then nodded heavily. Then he left the office sluggishly. That's quite the pretense. Yi Feng curled his lips when he saw Sarutobi Hiruzen, who seemed to have aged more than 10 years. And this sentence also reached the ears of Sarutobi Hiruzen, who had just left the office. He clenched his fist tightly, and the anger in his heart was beyond words. Don't forget to meet in front of Konoha Anbu around 9 o'clock tonight. Yi Feng's voice floated out, and Sarutobi couldn't help but leave the Hokage building even if he was beheaded. Ha! After seeing Sarutobi Hiruzen leave, Minato breathed a sigh of relief. Minato didn't think there was anything wrong with what Yi Feng did just now. Besides, what Yi Feng said is just the truth. Minato also hopes that Sarutobi Hiruzen can wake up from this matter. But, has he really woke up? Minato had left this matter to Sarutobi Hiruzen many months ago. But what's the result? It's just more lives. Yi Feng, do we really have to cooperate with third generation tonight? Shisui looked at Yi Feng and asked. Of course. Yi Feng smiled, let's see how third generation performs tonight. Oh, by the way, Teacher Minato, you will disguise yourself as Anbu's ninja and accompany us. Yeah, Minato nodded heavily. After all, this is about capturing Orochimaru, so if you go there yourself, you will be safer. 9 p.m. In front of Konoha Anbu base. Yi Feng has summoned all Anbu members. The current Anbu membership has expanded this month. Currently, there are 500 elite Jonin, and the remaining 8 or 900 ordinary Anbu. However, this time Yi Feng summoned all elite ninja troops. These elite troops all come from various families. There are the Uchiha clan, the Hyuga clan, the Yamanaka clan, the Aburame clan, the Nara clan, the Inuzuka clan, etc. There are also some elite ninjas born from civilians. Shisui stands on the left side of Yi Feng, and Kakashi stands on the right side of Yi Feng. Minato disguised himself as an Anbu and quietly hid among the 500 ninja troops. At 9 o'clock, Sarutobi Hiruzen also appeared here wearing a ninja combat uniform. If he were asked to come here wearing a Hokage robe again, he would not be able to pull off that old face. Besides, he didn't come here to lecture this time, but to lead Konoha's Anbu to capture Orochimaru. Tonight's operation will be carried out by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Yi Feng said loudly. Even Yi Feng didn't even bother to address him. Yes, Sir Minister. The 500 elite Anbu personnel below shouted in unison. Sarutobi Hiruzen had a sullen face, feeling the terrifying combat power below, and his heart couldn't help but sweat a little. If all of these were to fight against Orochimaru, Orochimaru would be exhausted in a round-robin battle. Orochimaru, alas! Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hand and shouted, Anbu members, all listen to the order. Follow me and start taking action. After saying that, his figure disappeared here. At the same time, Yi Feng's group and the 500 elite Anbu also disappeared. At this moment, in an underground passage outside Konoha, Orochimaru looked at the root members who came to deliver the message to him, and raised the corners of his mouth slightly. So, third generation has planned to personally lead Anbu to arrest me tonight. Yes, the root ninja said expressionlessly. Okay, I understand. Orochimaru nodded. The root ninja quickly left the dark and damp secret passage. Teacher, are you coming to catch me personally? Orochimaru looked at the results of his research in front of him and smiled lightly. While informing your disciples, you brought the ninjas to arrest you. Teacher Sarutobi, you are really too kind. Speaking of this, Orochimaru also had a look of disdain on his face. Afterwards, he also began to sort out the scrolls in the secret room, preparing to defect. Outside Konoha village, Sarutobi Hiruzen led 500 Anbu elites and began to investigate and hunt. Third generation Sama, we have explored this area a long time ago. The Anbu ninja of the Hyuga family quickly came to Sarutobi Hiruzen's side. In his opinion, this is an arrest operation. Why come here to investigate a base that has already been investigated? Absurd, Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a dark face. Did you go through the investigation just when you said it would be done? Orochimaru is my disciple, do you know how cunning he is? This vast area must be investigated carefully. Yes, Anbu, the Hyuga family member, frowned and returned to his companions. In the distance, Minato had a look of deep helplessness on his face after hearing what Sarutobi Hiruzen said. After all, I overestimated Sarutobi Hiruzen. He has completely changed. In order to buy Orochimaru time to escape, to thwart Anbu's pursuit. Thinking of this, he looked at Yifeng beside him. Yifeng smiled lightly, don't worry, play with him. Here, yes, and here, don't miss every inch. Sarutobi Hiruzen began to command these Anbu ninjas seriously. And these Anbu ninjas had no choice but to hold back their displeasure and start the so-called investigation work. Half an hour later, the Anbu ninja of the Hyuga family came to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Third generation Sama, this area has been inspected and no trace of Orochimaru has been found. Now, we can continue to the designated base for arrest operations. Wait, Sarutobi Hiruzen shouted, how can you be sure that this area has been explored? What if, somewhere in a corner, there is a secret passage set up by Orochimaru? The Anbu ninja of the Hyuga family raised his head in shock, looking at the third generation in front of him with a pair of white eyes in disbelief. Is this still the third generation adult you usually are? Or the secret passage set up by Orochimaru in a certain corner? Could it be that my white eyes are vegetarian? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the look on Anbu's face and couldn't help coughing. He also discovered his own abnormality, and immediately said loudly, in that case, all the elite Anbu of the Hyuga family stay here for investigation. Remember, you must check it carefully and don't use any place at all. The remaining Anbu, follow me in pursuit. After Sarutobi Hiruzen finished speaking, he left here immediately without giving the Anbu ninjas of the Hyuga family any chance to refute. The Anbu who stayed here all looked at each other. In the end, everyone turned their attention to Yifeng. I said that Sarutobi Hiruzen is responsible for tonight's arrest. Yifeng smiled lightly, everyone just as what he said. After saying that, he took Kakashi and Shisui and left here. All the Anbu ninjas from the Hyuga clan stayed behind and continued the so-called investigation mission. Minato followed Yifeng and the others, with a very complicated expression on his face. The people of the Hyuga clan are left behind. It seems that you, third generation, are afraid of their supercilious looks. Over the next 2 hours, Sarutobi Hiruzen came up with several excuses. All the ninjas from the big families were left in disguise in several abandoned bases of Orochimaru to conduct investigation missions. The remaining ninjas were outside the Yifeng group that he couldn't control. They are all ordinary civilian ninjas. Orochimaru, I've tried my best. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the only 20 or 30 Anbu behind him and sighed in his heart. Behind him, in addition to Yifeng and Shisui, there is also Kakashi. The rest are ordinary elite Jonin, most of whom do not have any family secrets. Those Anbu who possessed family secrets were all taken away by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen had a proud smile on his face. Yifeng, although your attitude is very tough, your scheming still cannot defeat me. If Yifeng knew what Sarutobi Hiruzen was thinking at this time, he would probably laugh out loud. Putting aside what he considered to be an ordinary Anbu, there was a cage-level powerhouse named Minato. He thought he had full control of today's situation. But in fact, this is what Yifeng deliberately asked him to do. He delayed for some time though. What a pity, you have to sacrifice your own reputation in exchange for it. And reputation is a wonderful thing. It can make a person instantly become a hero. It can also make a person instantly become a street rat that everyone shouts about. Yifeng looked at the unhurried Sarutobi Hiruzen in front of him, with a slight smile on his lips. It's just that this smile is full of disdain. He even doubted how Sarutobi Hiruzen got into Hokage at that time. It is estimated that second Hokage had no choice at that time and could only choose one of those people to be Hokage. Minister Yifeng. Sure enough, At this moment, an Anbu member who was at the back of the team came to Yifeng's side. What's wrong? Yifeng asked with a smile. Master third generation, are you deliberately delaying time? The Anbu member gritted his teeth and said in a low voice. Really? Yifeng pretended to be surprised. Yes, Master Yifeng. The Anbu nodded firmly. Immediately, he carefully glanced at Sarutobi Hiruzen in front of him, and then whispered. When we were investigating the first stronghold left by Orochimaru, people from the Hyuga family already told me. They have long discovered that Mr. Third Generation is trying to delay time. Later, people from the Yamanaka clan also noticed it, and later, everyone discovered it. It's just, you said that tonight's actions will be subject to orders from the third generation, so we didn't refute. Actually, I didn't want Sarutobi Hiruzen to participate in tonight's action. Yifeng sighed. However, there is nothing I can do about him using his position as the third Hokage to suppress me. Why? The Anbu immediately became angry. He is no longer a Hokage. He was just a retired man, but now he is the fourth Hokage. Well, I hope Sarutobi Hiruzen won't do anything outrageous. Yifeng pretended to sigh. Okay, let's continue with the mission. Yes, Lord Yifeng. Anbu nodded quickly and followed the remaining Anbu members. At this time, Minato finally knew Yifeng's intention. This move is really too powerful. Presumably, after this arrest mission is over, the image of third generation will completely collapse, right? It's all true. I'm afraid it won't be long before the third generation becomes a street rat that everyone shouts about. Thinking of this, a glimmer of light flashed across Minato's face. There is no need to feel sad, let alone for such a person. Yifeng said lightly. Is what Sarutobi Hiruzen did worthy of those civilians who died? In my opinion, even if Sarutobi Hiruzen is killed by his apprentice this time, it will not be a pity. In the original work, the third generation did eventually die at the hands of Orochimaru. But if you think about it carefully, he really deserves it. However, Yifeng would not let Sarutobi Hiruzen die so easily. Want to die? Sarutobi Hiruzen is not willing to die. This guy is a coward from beginning to end. When Yifeng was Minister Anbu, he also read some stories about the three wars of Konoha. Originally, there were many battles where trapped Yi could turn defeat into victory. As a result, the mission failed because of third generation's cowardice. Not only that, because of his inaction, Konoha also lost many elite ninjas in the three battles. If Yifeng hadn't joined the battlefield later, Konoha would have been captured. Therefore, this kind of person does not deserve sympathy at all. After listening to Yifeng's words, Minato's eyes became firm. Yes, those dead ninjas, those civilians and their families have suffered much more than Sarutobi Hiruzen. What should we do now? Minato asked. Continue, watch the monkeys. Yifeng said lightly. After finishing speaking, he followed Anbu with Kakashi and Shisui. In the distance, in Orochimaru's underground base. He has sorted out all the scrolls and sealed them into one scroll. At this time, he had also sensed the vibrations on the ground above. Release the power of chakra perception. After a long while, Yin Shi murmured. I actually brought in such a little ninja. After finishing speaking, he slowly left the secret room and walked towards the passage to the outside world. Above the ground, Sarutobi Hiruzen had already noticed Orochimaru underground when he first arrived here. That cold aura reaches ultimate, but there is no cover up at all. Orochimaru, what the hell are you doing? I've delayed you for so long, shouldn't you have defected from the village long ago? At this time, not only Sarutobi Hiruzen can feel this cold atmosphere. Even the more than 30 Anbu standing on the ground felt it. Orochimaru's undisguised aura is almost like leading a path. Master third generation. A secret passage has been discovered here. Anbu's ninja roared. Just when Anbu was about to sneak in with his companions behind him, Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly yelled. Wait a minute, those Anbu ninjas were a little confused. I just checked it out. This secret passage is wrong. It's the bait Orochimaru put out. He just wants to lure us into being fooled. But, Anbu's ninja wanted to retort. It's nothing, I'm the third Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen growled. He had been slapped in the face several times today, and now he finally showed signs of wanting to explode. Okay, All the remaining Anbu will obey Nohahao's orders. Sneak in through the secret passages on both sides. The secret passage in the middle, lie. Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hand and immediately jumped into the entrance of the secret passage in the middle. Then, the ground shook, and the entrance was blocked by Sarutobi Hiruzen using Earth style. This third generation. When Minato saw this, his expression turned ugly. Ultimate. He has completely seen it. Sarutobi Hiruzen just wants to let Orochimaru go. I want to let go Orochimaru who has killed so many Konoha comrades. Teacher Minato, calm down, the real show will come next. Yi Feng smiled softly. Taking 2 steps forward, Anbu looked at these and said. You also do what Sarutobi Hiruzen said, but if you encounter Orochimaru, try to avoid fighting. Yes, Master Yi Feng. The remaining 30 or so Anbu quickly took the order. Immediately, they divided into 2 groups and entered the underground from the other 2 entrances of the secret passage. Yi Feng turned his head and said to Shisui and Kakashi behind him. Kakashi, Shisui, you 2 summon all the remaining Anbu elite ninjas and tell them it's my order. Yes, Kakashi and Shisui said with conviction. After saying that, he disappeared here in a flash. Yi Feng looked at the secret passage in front of him and smiled lightly. The highlight of tonight is next. In a dark and damp underground passage. Orochimaru was walking slowly from the secret passage in the middle towards the outside. He also sensed it just now. Many Anbu ninjas sneaked into the wrong secret passages on both sides. And in the middle, only a chakra that he was familiar with came in. Needless to say, Sarutobi Hiruzen is the one who is fixed. Sarutobi-sensei, Orochimaru murmured. At the same time, Sarutobi Hiruzen was also moving slowly in the secret passage in the middle. His expression at the moment was extremely ugly. He has delayed it for so long, why hasn't Orochimaru left Konoha? 5 minutes later, Sarutobi Hiruzen stopped. Because, 10 meters away in front of him, Orochimaru had been standing there waiting for a long time. Orochimaru. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed heavily. Teacher Sarutobi. Orochimaru smiled. I didn't expect that you would personally lead the team to arrest your disciple. I've delayed you for so long, why haven't you left yet? Sarutobi Hiruzen snorted. Oh, Teacher Sarutobi, if your words are heard by others, they will be misunderstood. Because smiled hoarsely. Besides, Mr. Sarutobi, you are now the one led by Anbu to arrest me. Orochimaru. Sarutobi Hiruzen clenched his hands tightly. You know, I can't do it. Really? Orochimaru smiled faintly, and then slowly walked in the direction of Sarutobi Hiruzen. Teacher Sarutobi, if you want to take action, do it now. As long as I leave the secret passage, you will have no chance to take action. Orochimaru's light words reached Sarutobi Hiruzen's ears. Sarutobi Hiruzen closed his eyes deeply and sighed, leave Konoha. In the future, you will never return to Konoha. After he finished speaking, he stopped making any sound. As the footsteps got closer, Orochimaru was already very close to Sarutobi Hiruzen. At this moment, Anbu from both sides of the passage finally gathered into the secret passage in the middle. That's Orochimaru, one of the Anbu said loudly immediately. Third generation Sama. Stop Orochimaru quickly. Several other Anbu ninjas also shouted immediately. Sarutobi Hiruzen's closed eyes trembled slightly, and he continued to stand there without saying a word. Orochimaru glanced at Sarutobi Hiruzen, then quickly passed through the secret passage in the middle and rushed outside. Master Third Generation, what's wrong with you? Anbu Ninja's expression also changed. Ignore the third generation for now, let's go chase Orochimaru. Another Anbu Ninja said with a frown. After saying that, he led the group and started galloping in the direction of Orochimaru. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned fiercely. There are a few people from Yi Feng outside. If attacked from the front and back, the snake may not be able to jump out. Earth style, earth flow wall. Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly formed a seal with his hands, and immediately a thick earth flow wall appeared on the only path of the secret passage. Anbu's ninjas were all dumbfounded when they saw the earth flow wall in front of them. Third generation Sama, what are you doing? Okay, stop talking. Captain Anbu of this group frowned. Hurry up and attack to find a way out. Otherwise, you really won't be able to chase the big snake. Subsequently, these ninjas began to release ninjutsu, trying to break through the earth flow wall's defense. At this moment, the outside world. 10 minutes have passed. Previously, Yi Feng asked Shisui and Kakashi to get all Anbu's people to gather. Now, everyone is here. All of these Anbu personnel had a look of deep confusion on their faces. They can enter Anbu, so naturally they are not fools. The third generation treated them like fools and played around in circles. Do they really not know what third generation is thinking? It's just that no one said it. Yi Feng looked around, looked at the faces of these people, and nodded secretly. Boom. At this moment, the secret passage in the middle was blown open. A man with pale skin appeared in front of everyone. Orochimaru. Seeing this scene, these Anbu ninjas and even Minato showed anger on their faces. You know, the secret passage in the middle is guarded by Sarutobi Hiruzen. To put it this way, Sarutobi Hiruzen is now determined to let Orochimaru go. At this moment, more than 30 figures rushed out from the secret passage in the middle. They surrounded Orochimaru. After a long time, a person appeared in the secret passage again. Sarutobi Hiruzen. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face looked ugly. Not only is it ugly, it is simply ugly to look at. Because, he found that the big snake hadn't left yet. However, when he came out, he understood why Orochimaru didn't move. All the Anbu elites who had been separated by him gathered here. If there was a fight, Orochimaru would definitely lose. When we wanted to intercept Orochimaru earlier, third generation Sama released the earth current wall to seal the secret passage in the middle. That's why we let Orochimaru escape. Captain Anbu couldn't bear it any longer and told him everything that had just happened underground. As he narrated, the faces of the surrounding Anbu ninjas all turned ugly. Needless to say, Sarutobi Hiruzen is protecting his disciple. Moreover, the shielding has reached an extremely serious level. He actually came to thwart Anbu's actions for the sake of Orochimaru. Suddenly, everyone knew why Sarutobi Hiruzen came to participate in this arrest operation. That's it, that's it. Absurd. Sarutobi Hiruzen saw all these people's eyes focused on him. BJAC immediately, he took 2 steps forward and roared. How is that possible? I just fell under Orochimaru's illusion. Yes, I fell under Orochimaru's illusion. I was controlled by Orochimaru just now, did you know it? Yi Feng looked at the blushing Sarutobi Hiruzen and couldn't help laughing. He actually said in front of so many elite members of the Uchiha clan who knew genjutsu that he was under a genjutsu. I'm really not afraid of laughing my ass off. Summoning technique. Giant snake. At this moment, Orochimaru bit his finger and summoned 3 huge white snake sage. And the more than 30 Anbu were also preparing to form seals and start performing ninjutsu. Sarutobi Hiruzen saw this and quickly formed seals with his hands. Earth style. Earth dragon bullet. In an instant, an earth dragon appeared in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen. The earth dragon attacks Orochimaru. In an instant, Anbu's defense was broken. Orochimaru glanced at Sarutobi Hiruzen in surprise. Don't you even act anymore. Earth style. Earthy river. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes were deep. The fingerprints in his hands changed again, and were immediately in front of him. Earth flow swamps appeared on the earth. Looking at Orochimaru who was hit far away, Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded secretly. Then, he turned his back and said solemnly, all Anbu personnel obey orders. Orochimaru's strength is not something you can handle. I don't want any casualties in Konoha, so next, I will go after Orochimaru. After saying that, he sprinted towards the direction where Orochimaru escaped without looking back. On the grass here, there were only many Anbu who looked at each other in confusion. Master Yi Feng, what should we do? The Anbu staff asked. Since Sarutobi Hiruzen is so determined, let him pursue it. Yi Feng smiled lightly and said, all Anbu members, please withdraw. Yes, Master Yi Feng. The Anbu members all shouted. Follow Yi Feng and leave here. Yi Feng, are we really going to let Orochimaru go? Minato looked at Yi Feng with some confusion. Do you know why Sarutobi Hiruzen went after Orochimaru personally? Yi Feng asked. I want to catch it with my own hands. Minato frowned and stopped talking in the middle of his words. If he wanted to capture Orochimaru himself, he wouldn't have hindered the Anbu members like that before. Yi Feng, What do you mean? Minato suddenly became alert. The third generation is afraid that we will take action. He wants to buy Orochimaru more time to escape. Yeah, Yi Feng smiled. He was mainly afraid that you would go after him, so he followed him to take a look, and by the way, he escorted Orochimaru away safely. This third generation. Minato gritted his teeth. Then, he looked at Yi Feng again. Then what should we do next? Because this is the first time we have carried out a mission above S level since the integration of Anbu. So, it must be recorded in detail in the task log. Not only that, but we also need to post it in front of the Hokage office building. Yi Feng said lightly. Post it. Minato was stunned for a moment, but wouldn't all the villagers of Konoha and ordinary ninjas know about this? The only thing is to let them know. Yi Feng smiled. Also, the mission must be reported truthfully. We can't miss any details. After the mission report comes out, I want to review it firsthand. Speaking of this, Yi Feng tilted his head and looked at Shisui and Kakashi behind him. This mission operation will be left to the two of you. No problem. Shisui and Kakashi nodded at the same time. Today's Sarutobi Hiruzen can be said to have completely subverted their cognition. This is no longer the third generation that we usually are. If we look deeper into today's behavior, you can even give him the title of traitorous ninja. Thinking of this, Shisui and Kakashi looked at each other. I'm afraid things will be difficult for the third generation in the future. However, all this is his own fault. Not worthy of anyone's sympathy. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.